change. Cause these big fat corporate options bring everyone down. Down, 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 so down, down. You say you want change, you're distracted, relief. Your stock is up, make gains, yippee. But look up and realize the loss of your gain. Does that investment support the world you wanna see? Or is your change playing games? Stop, I hear complaints. Stop, it's clear to me how great this world could be. Let's make change, let's rearrange how we store spare dollars and change. Big vague corporate options bring everyone down. Down, 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 so down, 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 down. See a better world, changes in stores. Invest in what you like, spare ones you don't support. Change for you ain't change for the best. Jokers and doubters are put to the test, but soon they'll have to. With you and me, say thanks for singing songs about changing with change. Do research and search for change you wanna see, cause who save when your savings accumulate problems? Think about it, think about it. Let's make change, let's rearrange how we store spare dollars and change. Big vague corporate options bring everyone down. Down, 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 so down, 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 oh, down, 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 so down, down. Save when your savings accumulate problems. Let's make change, rearrange how we store spare dollars and change. Oh, down, 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 so down, down. Store your money, down, 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 so down, down. Store your money, store your money. So down. So you change to change.
Let's talk a little bit about the stock market. Learn to play this game. Been there before. Cause you wanna talk the talk, wanna talk about the stock. Invest efficiently. You bought a stock, a share you like a lot. You believe in the future of this company. Woo! Stockholding, stockholding, share owning, share owning, share and care with shares financially. You're a share owner, stockholder, stockholder. Money represents what you wanna see. Jump in. Are you willing to lose? Game begins. The price you choose. Money in. Wait and see. Keep score of what your trades can be. Money goes in, buy a share. That's a trade. Money goes out, sell a share. That's a trade. Stockholding, stockholding, share owning, share owning, share and care with shares financially. You're a share owner, stockholder, stockholder, stockholder. Money represents what you wanna see. Trades are not free. You buy it at a price too low, too high. Well, you gotta think twice. Or 3 times, 4 times, 5, 6, 7, 8. When you like a stock, research is great. Quarterly reports are your new best friends. 4 times a year, sharing information. Cut costs, things can change and rearrange. And prices won't always stay the same. Stockholder, shareholder, shareholder. Goodness gracious me, holder. She's holding money in company she believes he's shareholder, stockholder, stock owner.
Don't you know the GameStop's shutting down the lame bots can't even hold a fact-based argument? Ooh. Don't you know the GameStop's when we're reading lots and lots trying to figure out what dockets meant? Ooh. In the bankruptcy, it just didn't seem like we'd be screwed. So you know what to do. Just go and read, cause tomorrow we'll see some true unwavering conviction come through. Yeah.
The stock price doesn't reflect the fundamentals. Their fundamentals justify the price. Short interest is manageable, retail sentiment waning. No evidence of manipulation. Tits are a normal market function. Meme stocks rally fizzles, ranked by top market makers. Liquidity concerns overblown. Naked shorts constantly deny. They'll settle eventually. Dark pools provide liquidity. Retail investor interest delayed. This stock doesn't trade like it used to. Trading curbs prevent overreaction. Market structure is misunderstood. Stock volatility unrelated to news. Retail sentiment will recover. Options expiration behind recent bounce. No irregular options activity found in audits. Short interest is manageable. 200 FTDs not indicative of pressure.
Share price divorced from fundamentals.
No real sentiment has changed. No real catalyst behind this move. These traders are just going on intuition. Whales might be accumulating at these levels. There are a lot of open questions. The meme crowd is finally bored. Conspiracy theories aren't a viable market thesis. Some investors believe this is healthy. It's a data point, not manipulation. Liquidity conditions remain unresolved. Retail is playing a losing game. Retail steps in again for now. Price action looks a lot like 21. The stock is moving like it did years ago. Sentiment is hard to gauge in this cycle. Clearly inflated, but is it sustainable? Retail abandoned during downturns. This would have happened anyway. Unusual optimism not yet explained. The price doesn't match the volume. Sudden surge in short covering. Volatility returns as SI cools. Meme stock run was short-lived. Meme stock after a big earnings beat. Meme stock rally was overblown. Wall Street skeptical of rally. The company raises after winning court case. Meme stock is back again. Retail tracker blew up overnight. The stock is driven by online buzz. The stock is down 80%, but some still hold. Meme stock jumps 38% in pre-market. Retail fails to deliver again.
analysts cut target by 40%. Retail will capitulate. The stock jumped 16% after online blast. Retail traders add more fuel to the fire.
Shorts are far more sophisticated.
Meme stock investors misled by influencers. This could be the last short squeeze. Why the meme stock rally is different this time. Cautionary tale for the investing world. Nothing to see here. Move along.
Fools can't stop till they're in trouble. Inflating, diluting, ashamed. Outdated, they're playing a crooked game. But that bubble, it must pop, 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 and your game stop. Let it don't build back on top as we boom our business to the top. Pop, 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 pop. Ooh, that's a bubble. Fools can't stop till they're in trouble. Inflating, diluting, ashamed, outdated. They're playing a crooked game, the past gated. But that bubble, it must pop, 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 and your game stop. Let it pull back on top, 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 as we boom our business to the top. Pop, pop.
A-list America. A-list America. Don't you wanna go see a movie? You could take your friends and your family. Don't you wanna be a reviewer? 3 times a week is so cooler. It's so cooler. A-list, 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 A-list. A-list, 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 A-list. A-list, A-list America. A-list, A-list America. A-list, 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 A-list America. A-list, 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 A-list America.
A-list, A-list America. A-list, A-list America. Don't you want to go see a movie? You can take your friends and your family. Don't you want to be a reviewer? 3 times a week is so cooler. That song's amazing. Phil, for real, if you guys used to listen to his songs, I'm trying to think of his best song. He had this so amazing song called Save Billy. And it was like, you know, about saving AMC. And then one time he was like, you know, I'm trying to raise money or whatever. And so I sent him some money and I was like, write a song with me. I wrote this song called A-List America. And yeah, so then he didn't understand. He wrote a different version of it. So then I put the lyrics on top and I remixed it. And then that was the first song I ever made with AI. And it's so good. I'm like, let's just listen to that for 3 hours. But no, we can't. We have, you guys, 3 hours is not enough time for all that we have to do. Devin's going to be here in a minute once his camera's on.
And I am so excited. We have like everything to talk about. Then at 1:00 on the dot, we are going to be doing the earnings report live, which is so funny because there's so many times that I've gotten excited for the earnings report. And then I'm like, let's go. Let's hear from Ryan Cohen. And then it turns out it's just a piece of paper. That's what's going on today. But in the meantime, we have amazing updates. If you guys haven't been like hooked to your, this, that, and the other, maybe you didn't see what freaking DFV's brother, the barking puppy, posted yesterday. We have everything to talk about. It's going to be the best show ever. We have 50 slides prepared, you guys. This is a crash course in everything you can think of related to AMC, GME, BBBY, MMTLP, honorable mention, everything and more. So without further ado, let's A-list America. Let's Can't Stop, Won't Stop. And let's welcome Deven up to the stage. Thank you guys. Give a like. Say hey.
Hello.
Hey, Deven.
Yeah, thanks for having me back.
Oh, my pleasure times a million. My pleasure times a million. So if anyone's wondering, Deven is a meme, as a financial literacy genius. And, I'm right there too in different ways. And let's not waste any time. We've got 50 people here watching, more than 50. So you guys don't want to hear us talk about nothing. You want to hear us talk about the reckoning, MOASS of the world. So, Deven, do you have anything to say before we start? Or shall we, or, whatever, blah, blah, blah?
We've already been talking about a lot, so I'm going to be staying in that context. So if you didn't watch like the first or second episode, you could go catch up, but we kind of left off on PE ratio anomalies. We were looking through data on that, like right at the end of episode 2. So then we talk about that some here, but we made a new slideshow for this episode. So we're just going to run through the slideshow as like the information comes, and we're going to talk about it.
I'm cracking up too. Okay, so you guys will see. I split up this slideshow into 3 parts. It's got like stock stuff, like Twitter, stock stuff. It's got the words I've learned, because some of these things I'm like sitting there and I'm like, I really understand 50% of this. And then we get into other stuff, but I'm like, dang, I need to put PE. I kind of understand PE ratio, but PE ratio needs to be one we cover next week. I'm cracking up. All right, let's jump into this then. This picture is pretty amazing, by the way. Okay, so I just thought we would start off with a little joke. It's like, okay, how true do you feel like this is? I don't know if any of you guys also have BBBY / it can apply to almost all these stocks, where I was thinking about it the other day. Do you remember that guy? Like, I remember back in the old days, people were like, listen, I'm living out of my car till MOASS. Or that one guy who was running like 7.14 miles until MOASS, or 741. Nobody thought it would.
We're going to be the butt of the joke until we're not. It's just, there's no way around that based on like the playbook and the severity of like the whole situation. So
yeah,
I can relate to this, but it almost shouldn't be a meme, but then it is. So it's just like a bittersweet thing, because
you gotta laugh so you don't cry.
Yeah. So, but I'm optimistic. Let's jump into your questions.
Okay, wait. Okay, so first, actually, I wanted to talk with you because I feel like maybe a lot of people are like me and they really don't always understand a lot of these words. I don't know. Maybe I'm the only one. But the way that I like to learn a lot is like through analogies. So I came up with 10 words. I split them up with 5 and 5 that you used last time. And you're going to be the judge of if these analogies are good. And if so, I can clip them and stuff like that. And then we can teach other people. So the terms I've learned since last week. The first one we were talking about, and I thought I knew it, but I didn't quite. But this one's probably the easiest, is waterfall. And I said basically waterfall means like the domino starts to fall and they don't stop. It's like endless, nonstop, can't be controlled. Would you say that's waterfall?
Yeah, kind of. It's not in any like specific context. It's kind of just like when that general action that you're talking about. So it could happen within different contexts, like in the market or even outside the market. But yes, it's just like the the gravity force and water, and like you can imagine an actual waterfall. And then if you like,
It's not a faucet. It can't be turned off.
if you view the right, so if you view the stock market like that, it's kind of like that. So it'll just flow.
Like once the shorts start having to cover because things start kicking off and it's undeniable, that's gonna be a waterfall.
Yeah, like if the train goes off the cliff and then it's like there's that second where it just is floating there before it falls. Like it's not coming back up the cliff. Like, it's definitely going down now.
Unless Superman gets involved or something.
Right.
Or they take they take the buy button again and then delete the stock market. Okay. So So delta hedging, this one actually, I'm like, okay. This one's really like kind of, I think I'm overcomplicating it, but I'm also probably not. So basically I said, okay, delta is like your level of sunburn, and hedging is trying to balance out the sunburn. So the story is someone committed a crime inside of a house. Now the cops are waiting inside the house to arrest them. So instead of going back inside, they're stuck outside getting a sunburn more and more and more. So they're using sunscreen, umbrellas, more clothes, and nothing's working as much as just healing indoors. So basically, like, they have to like basically, because for this, you're saying they're doing like a lot of delta hedging, and the delta means like how much risk and problem it is, and then they have to hedge it to balance it out. And so like basically in this analogy, if the sun went away or AMC and GameStop went bankrupt, they'd be solved. Their sunburn could heal. But they might run out of sunscreen, they might run out of money, they might run out of collateral. That's finally when they have to go back inside. If the cops leave, like if the government bails out or something, but everyone's watching, so the cops aren't going to leave from inside, or what we think is going to happen, someone's going to force them inside, and then finally their sunburn will be over, but that's because they have to do margin call, catalyst, blah, blah. So this one's a little harder to explain, but basically delta hedging, like they're exposed, they're stuck, and so now they're just trying to come up with different ways to protect themselves, even though ultimately they need to go back inside and they need to eventually get arrested and deal with it and cover and close their shares and blah blah blah.
Okay, so I think you have this one pretty close.
Okay.
So this is like if the sun here is like theoretical naked shorts. So how exposed they are, which is going to be them out in the sun. So if kind of then how your examples could play out under each scenario. Like if the sun was turned off, that would be like the shorts winning, and then they're not exposed to the short position any longer.
Right.
But delta hedging, though, is more like the force inside the door and outside the door have to be equal the whole time. So if someone's stuck on the outside in the sunlight, then they have to stick someone on the inside the whole time against the other person. Like someone got to hold the door on the inside the whole time because it's got
like don't go out there.
The delta hedging part, it's like a market abroad 2 equals 2. It's like it's where the books have to be balanced, and they're doing it from the public ledger and then like the dark pool private ledger. So they're going to be balancing real life obligations with high weight. They're just turning up the sun heat over all the way up outside the door, and so the longer that goes on, now if someone steps out for 2 minutes, they get cooked because the sun's so hot. Because they have to weigh that side so heavy against like the person holding the door too strong. So
I'm not going to give myself a point for this one. I'm going to come back to you next week with a better analogy because it's
a hard analogy, but it is like it's good to have scope because it's important to understand what delta hedging is. It's like the market abroad. Like you can hedge a position, like. A lot of people will talk that AMC was a hedge against GameStop and one's holding the other down. But that's like some FUD that we can break open when there's deeper levels to it. But then the whole broader market works the same way. So if GameStop and AMC have something like that, then they need like Amazon and another one like that, and then Microsoft and another one like that. They need everything with a lever tether that they can pump up and down. And so a lot of them are tied to like these zombie stocks that just get pumped as collateral insanely. And then so the whole market becomes like 20,000 teeter-totters all working at the same time. And then the delta hedge part oversees all 20,000 of those and then make sure none of them blow up, like with a blanket.
Right.
So
I'm like, I don't know. I'm like, dude, it's just AMC and GameStop sitting on, you know, and like a couple others sitting on one side of the teeter-totter, and then the entire rest of the stock market on the other.
Yeah, so with GameStop doing a merger, he's kind of like pulling people onto his side of whatever teeter-totter it's on until it's going to break and just start flipping. Like it's not even going to be a teeter-totter anymore.
I don't know. Let's see. Okay, this one kind of makes sense of like collateral rollover. So basically, this is what I was saying. Okay, so for collateral rollover, the way this works is that like their collateral would be like having single family homes, but then they use money to buy up more single family homes. So then that raises the price of the home. Then that also raises the value of the other homes around it. And so they're like, and then also it outprices the normal people like us. And so it's like a win-win-win for them because their collateral raises value. When they buy more, they're also raising the value of what they already own. And then they're pricing out the normies. So that's like collateral kind of corruption. And then rollover is them being like, look the other way or switching out collateral with something else that they give value to that might actually not have as much value.
Well, so they'll run like media ads and PSYOP and have Motley Fool say some stuff when they do rollovers. So it kind of make everyone look the other way. But so the rollover part is like, you can do it with housing, like in your example. And yes, it's been like we've seen inflated prices because that's like as the business gets extended, more and more middlemen, extended contracts, more interest, yada, yada, it makes the price goes up, even though these houses are all like getting older. So right. Like with hard assets, there's like a reality that'll catch up with this probably before something like in the irrational market. But so in the market, the collateral rollover, it's like, if I make a call on GameStop from 1 year from now and I say it's going to be worth $32, like the warrants, for example. And then, so if 10 months go by and the price didn't move and it's still $22, and then now there's only 2 months left and it's looking like, dang, this might not hit $32 in just 2 months, even though a lot's already happened, but it still could. But it's like the risk is higher than it was a year ago when I bought it. And then so when the premiums start to go up on the contract or because of like the risk factor and the closing time window, then they'll just be like, okay, so we're 10 months deep and I have 2 months left. Well, I'm just going to buy 1 year out again with the weight of this contract. So they'll just like roll this contract in. So this contract goes away. It's not due anymore. It converts into another year. So now they have 14 months for this play to be good. And they just pay a fee to do it. And now it's like the whole new contract, but like you still have the first money you paid and the second money you paid in there. And then so as this like moves forward and they just do it over and over and over again, then they bet so big that's just backed up in one bet, but it's like non-transparent or disclosed. Right. As like a collateral rollover, and they can bet housing that they're holding in their portfolio or their 401k or pensions, and then big companies are doing this with hedge funds, and then now the whole market's at risk. So it's a dangerous game, and now we're sitting at like 700 trillion plus in like notional debt.
Dang.
It's just ridiculous. And then there's only like 2 trillion of US dollars circulating, and on the same metrics of where there's 700 trillion of derivative leverage that banks are using. So they're over leveraged 300 to 1 abroad, some worse, some less worse, but then they give us credit scores and we have to like follow the rules while they just like perpetually get worse and worse in a big deep hole. Like so
it's just like building up problems. It's just like delaying problems. It's ridiculous. Or what, something changes and they're like, oof, we did it.
Yeah, that's what's happening with collateral rollovers now.
That's
So
why
the
they say
thing
it costs nothing
positive,
to hold, right? It costs nothing to hold shares, but everything to delay.
it's becoming a large negative the way that it's like consolidated. It's been weaponized, the process of collateral rollovers like abroad. And it's part of like this big problem that we're talking about. But initially it was a tool for
Right.
like,
Yeah, I made a post about that. Like, I was like, what in the world? Oh, yeah, because I was understanding baskets, and I think that's one of them here. And I'm like, this is so insane. Like, so much of this is insane. Like, were they just like delusional? Although we're totally delusional, depending who you ask. But like, they just thought this would work. And I guess that's the thing is like back in 2021 or whatever, when they started like trying to, delay MOASS and do all these things, I guess they just thought all their tricks would work / they had no choice or whatever. It's like some of this stuff is insane. It's like, how'd you guys get yourself into this mess? But they're still hiding it.
yeah, we can go to the next one.
Okay, wait, the next one's kind of embarrassing. But I just was thinking like gamma. Okay, I was thinking it's embarrassing. And basically like gamma, like you were saying, is like a wave, is like a tsunami wave. So I was thinking like, okay, how fast and extreme the problem's getting worse. And so then I was thinking like, okay, maybe it'd be something embarrassing, like if you farted. So low gamma would be like you fart alone in the car or like around one friend. Medium gamma is like in an elevator. And then high would be like your wedding ceremony vows, like everyone. So basically gamma is like how extreme the problem is and you like can't get around it.
I mean, you can look at it like that. There's maybe more to gamma.
Okay. I think I'm like, wait a minute, maybe I'm not going to do these analogies, but some of these words are really hard to understand. I need to try again. Maybe I won't make up so much analogies next week, but go ahead.
I mean, no, this analogy fits within the parameters of what gamma would be because it does like, it's to scale like you suggest here, but then it's like a tsunami. Like if you see someone take out a massive collateral rollover and then the price drops, it's like the water receding. And then the price is going to spike up and then it's like the wave coming after that. So it's like certain movements will like hit gamma, but then notably with gamma, it's not like a short squeeze movement. It's like when the price goes up, it just stays up. It's like a plateau type thing because it's like the force was a permanent force, less like a fart in your example. Where,
no, that's like a fart on your wedding day on the microphone. Everyone's gonna notice.
No one will forget that, and that's
right, and not for any time soon on the microphone.
However, if you fart, it'll go away in like 30 seconds. So it's like
but the embarrassment wouldn't. Right?
But it's like the impact. If you fart alone with your friend, they might look it over. If you fart in an elevator, some people might like remember you like, man, I remember that one time I was in an elevator and that guy fucking ruined the elevator ride. But yeah, your wedding ceremony, dude, like everyone can remember when you
see
write your own vows.
We're dumb retail investors with this analogy, but now I'm like, okay, let's really teach the world that gamma means.
Like he says I do.
How many immature.
It's like, yeah.
Let's gonna be so immature. Okay. Now this one I'm really proud of. This one I think I understand well. Swaps. Okay. Again, like I was researching and trying to come up with these analogies, and this is what I came up with this. Okay. And I'm like, oh my gosh, you guys, I'm about to bust myself because I used to do this too. Okay, so like back when you're in high school or whatever, and you have like periods of class, and then like okay, so I said this would be like twins that are cheating, like twins whose parents said, hey, if you guys do well as an average on your quizzes, you get to watch an extra hour of TV or whatever. Okay, so they're like the same situation. Then they both go to first period. One has English, one has math. They both have a quiz. They take the quiz, write down the questions and answers. Then in the hallway, they swap and they say, okay, next period, here are your answers. Then the next period, both of them get perfect test scores perfect quizzes because they got all the answers. And so then the parents are like, wow, you guys did great. Okay, here you go. And so they keep doing this. And they help each other cheat. They help each other cheat by swapping the answers. Like, or maybe they'd swap GameStop and AMC or da-da-da-da. But now what happens is like one of the twins might get smarter at math and they're like, I don't want to cheat with you anymore. Or one of them, maybe the teacher changes the pop quiz, the second period, like realizes they're cheating. So they switch the answers. And then suddenly the swap isn't working anymore and they can't be swapped out. And maybe that's what you were saying, because like now AMC is like super, super cheap, and GameStop is saying sustainable, and so you can't like swap the risk as much anymore. I don't know. That's kind of what I was understanding. You keep saying is like the more they're different and the more they're spreading apart, the swaps don't work anymore.
Right, and it's like it's a basket thing. So like, well, they can swap like this, and then there will be statistics. Okay, so this is where it's going to be like if there's swaps involved as a leverage in an underlying company, this is where it becomes inverse exponentials. So it's not going to be like a V-shaped recovery. If you see those kind of things, it will be like a K-shaped recovery because there's going to be a bottom end. And it's if you have a basket 1 and I have basket 2.
Right.
And your basket has 2 bananas and 2 apples and 2 oranges. And then my basket has the same thing. But then you give me all your apples and I give you all my bananas.
Okay.
Then your basket is heavy in banana risk and mine's heavy in apple risk. And then say the banana plantations burn and the price of bananas drops. So now your whole basket goes bad, but because you swapped out your apples for bananas, and it's like my basket's good because I don't have any bananas because I just gave you all of my bananas and I have apples. And then so it's like any swap arrangement, like a synonym for swap is a trade. Like,
okay.
So and it's like almost so.
Who's swapping with who?
No, and it's that part. It's like within the swaps, then you got all kinds of layers of things that can happen. It's like different scenarios of like A, B, C, D, 1, 2, 3, 4, like what.
Next week, I'm not doing analogies. I'm just going to try and simplify reality.
A lot of it's regulated, so there's rules, and then like so that's a lot of why like some of these like ETF baskets, like XRT, that is now showing up on Reg Show with full of GameStop, and it's because like it's the bananas plantation burning, where now your basket was at risk, for our example, because you have bananas in your basket, but then now the XRT has GameStop in its basket, which if there's a K-shaped idiosyncratic risk and they're using swap it down, then the opposite force is the price.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
When
that's what I'm saying. The more I understand baskets, I'm like, this is so ridiculous. You guys are just like, they're just like delaying the inevitable. It's like, I don't know what they think is going to happen here.
If GameStop's floor is rising and they know it's going to pull the basket up,
right?
They fill a basket with like helium or like.
And then AMC keeps going lower. It's like,
right, but they put AMC in the same basket, which is just heavy like a rock at $1.
Right.
So it's just the GameStop just gonna rip the top off the basket. What going up while there's other entities in these same baskets holding it. So we were
I'm starting to understand that, and I'm like, this is the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
The swapping mechanism is just like how they'll describe transactions between collateral within the baskets. So it's like about the movement. It's a trade, but it doesn't have to be money. It can be like any trades, and then it's categorized as swaps, and then it's managed as like with a set of rules regarding like collateral trades.
Ridiculous. It's so crazy. All this stuff is so, it's like,
it's the 2008.
It's just crazy too. Because it's like the people that even work in the financial industry probably don't even know this kind of like ridiculous stuff that's like hardly holding up their house of cards. It's like going to come crumbling down. It's like this whole industry is so fragile. And
we're going to get into like some graphs that show a lot of the exact stuff that you're.
Okay. So let's get into our next slide. This one's a little bit of a public service announcement. It kind of doesn't have anything to do with this stuff specifically. After that, we're getting into GameStop and then AMC. But basically, this is what kind of what you're talking about, how like some people own almost everything. And like, you know, like the media owns the news. And last week we were talking how Bill Gates owns like the entire cycle of, you know, pharmaceuticals and then how we react and da-da-da. So anyways,
there's
this
one
couple,
every billionaire.
They, number one, like it says they use more water than every home in LA combined. and they're the second largest user of this chemical, this toxic herbicide, and they have like clementines, pistachios, pomegranate. So it's like we can't eat anything anymore, by the way.
Yeah, just be a stronger biological entity and don't need food. Like, I don't know what to say about that.
Right, give me a break. Then also, you know how history was written by the winners, but actually history, I don't know if you guys look into it. Ghislaine Maxwell's dad like owns all the history books that we learned from. I'm convinced that the Oregon Trail isn't true.
Oh no, dude! Like McGraw-Hill, if you trace their history back, which McGraw-Hill is like the college standard now, so like you have to go through that program to like do anything, and yeah, it's all like we're cooked. It's tied directly to like complete billionaire control and
right.
Like, so
and then also like all of our worst nightmares about Hollywood are true. Just want to put that out there. So,
yeah,
I think that ties to actually some of the stuff that we're talking about, but I don't really want to connect those dots right now.
Well, we're about to because we're gonna jump into like did some of this stuff. Like OnlyFans CEO just passed away the other day, and then a lot of his connections and like real estate and assets, and it ties back into like a lot of the same families and narratives.
Yeah, I like that post you sent me. I don't know if I put it in here in time about how Elon Musk wants to buy OnlyFans to shut it down.
Oh yeah, I saw that. And it would be hilarious. And you could call it XXX.
Okay, that's funny. So the next one, okay, so basically I just felt like, okay, remember how last week that GameStop was talking about how things are officially vintage and what do they mean by it? And you were like, I don't think they meant anything extra. This one, I think they mean extra because they put this video. Oh my God, it was so funny of these guys playing experts in the games. But basically it says like, will the expert lose? And I think they're talking about smart money versus dumb money also, but like they are, but they aren't, because I think that.
Did you search SOAR GameStop on YouTube? It says that on there. I didn't watch that video.
Oh no.
The reference that you're saying on the
it was like this really funny video, and basically this guy, he brings in like Call of Duty or Modern Warfare 2 or whatever, and then he was like, I'm here to trade it in, and the guy was like, sorry, the best we can do for you is let you play against an expert. And then like next thing you know, they go play it, and then like the expert like playing games, then they have this like big competition where everyone's playing Modern Warfare, and then like one guy beats the expert. And so
yeah, a lot of the like GameStop will use the like this is how GameStop's marketing lately. Like they just run
where you literally feel like you're going crazy.
Yeah, and it's just like it working for them because like the nature of the investor base and like what we've had to deal with. So they can just make puns about it all day.
Right. I mean, okay, the next one, I thought this was really cool. How they're like adding more value to what they're already doing.
Yeah, and this is something that is no charge to them. So they can just mark up their inventory.
I mean, is it no charge? Wouldn't they pay her?
Well, I'm sure that there's probably like an endorsement deal or something.
Yeah, I'm not trying to be annoying.
GameStop's cash hoard, and like I'm sure that it was a good deal. Like
totally. And now this is like a win-win-win.
Right. So it wasn't going to be like GameStop wouldn't have done this if they're about to get over leveraged. No, it's a good deal.
This is so cool. These are like kind of the small things they're doing in their business, just like tiny little moves. No, so yeah, here
drive real value because it's just like, man, as far as collecting stuff goes, and like,
is she only signing your Pikachu cards or literally any of them? Want your cards and other items? Anything you want, she'll sign it, I guess.
It's just all three of those cards in the promo are like very valuable. So they're gonna, I think that's the message, that it just makes those cards more legacy cards, because if they get all the PSA 10 signed, then like it creates that tier that much higher above the PSA 9s. So it's just like collectors will want the best of the best, and it's just going to be the prestige about it. And
this one about Corsair, by the way, made me think of when we talked last week about how they're collecting like hardware and like MacBooks and blah, blah. So maybe if they're getting into Corsair, I hardly know what Corsair is, but I looked at it for a second and they like, I don't know. Actually, I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about. I don't even know what is Corsair, but isn't it like they build?
Corsair's a different gaming platform. It's just, I think we should stay away a little bit today from potential merger and acquisition.
Wait, That's a rumor.
It's
Okay,
just
here's a non-potential. Here's an official statement. This company makes shirts, but they keep talking about GameStop all the time. Haas.
Yeah, it's a language like.
And now they basically are saying like we have the opportunity to reclaim, like work with GameStop. We're gonna put our capital into them. Blah blah. And then someone even looked at like paragraphs 4 and 7 mentioned GameStop. There's 17 line breaks, so like they did 741 too. So, and now they're pairing with an esports league. So it does seem like there's like a lot of like pieces of the webs connecting together.
Right. So if I think
all these buddies.
I don't want to talk about specific companies GameStop might pick, but I think they're gonna go with like some technology or like AI development company just so they can like position themselves in that market category. Because if it's like if the market is about to get flooded as like the card house collapses, so like if everyone's sitting at negative right now and the card house collapses to bring like a new stability to the market, it's gonna like drown out a lot of players that have bad positions to like reset everything. And then the people at the top are going to fall. Some people are going to raise, and it's going to be like a violent shift in the whole environment. And so if GameStop's positioned as like an AI, and then that's where government money goes for the
Wait, what are you talking about with AI though? Is Haas AI? I thought they were t-shirts. Or you're just saying that randomly?
No, so like this is just a company probably has a partnership and pledging support, and then they have specific language about it. But the GameStop's getting a lot of support right now.
Dude, lately Larry Chang is talking about AI all the time, how you need to keep up with AI and blah blah. But Ryan Cohen's most recent interview, he was talking about how AI is like one of the worst things ever. So maybe he's trying to like
this is similar to how Taylor Swift partnered with AMC.
Oh yeah, we have that picture in here.
We'll go through some of that.
Oh, this picture's out of order. This picture's out of order. Do you want to talk about it right now?
Well, it's okay. We don't have to jump straight to that. Yeah, we can keep going with the order of the slides. So go back.
Sure. It doesn't quite matter. This is the one we talked about before. I'm proud of you for finding this. So yeah, this was the crazy one that Lego posted.
Without these like edited emojis on it. Lego just posted like the
a guy freaking with a monkey and then dried stalks with a crayon and no exit. I mean, come on. And then bricks.
He even had the moon in the picture.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and they put this out a while back.
This is where I'm saying, like, how can you not be like, what the heck is going on? Lego? I told you that when I went to an event one time, I was talking to Lego. I was like, I went up to the Lego booth at this like super fancy conference. And I was like, are you guys partnering with GameStop? Are you guys being bought by GameStop? And they're like, what are you talking about? And I'm like, oh, well, why are you guys putting out these crazy things then? Okay.
Go back 2 slides. One more. I just don't want to skip anything. Oh yeah. Okay. So this happened yesterday, and it's the Trump made an announcement, and like S&P futures spiked while oil collapsed, and it's because like one player made a 200 million swap from S&P 500 futures to crude oil futures, and or the opposite way, from crude oil futures to S&P futures. So, and it made the S&P go up and crude oil drop a lot. And when they already like attacked Iran to like run the price up of crude oil. So you're seeing how the socio-political and social like narratives meet, where and then the big swaps on
and then obviously insider trading is going on.
Exactly. So it's like it's so blatant, and the cycles are so short now. They have to do this like every single day just to like keep it trading sideways. And this is not like buying stocks. It's like options leverage. So this is where they weigh like, and it's the fact, like, remember what earlier when I said there's 2 trillion printed circulating for everybody to share, but 700 trillion in notional derivatives that weigh down that 2 trillion. Well, that's where if all the people get 2 trillion together and all buy GameStop, and then we're right, and the banks can be like, oh well, 700 trillion says you're still wrong, so you're wrong, even though we're right, and so there's nothing we can do to blow the lid off. While they have so much leverage that it can completely over. That's how they push and seller box AMC all the way back down after it already broke out, because they had the power to do anything. And then the reason AMC is going to win is because like that's a temporary setup, and AMC going to live through it, and that's why it's going to, like, later when this explodes again, and then more people are like, oh, and then the revolution's even harder, and it's like that's what it's take, but it's like.
And we'll get into that. It's in a few slides. Like I said, the freaking DFV's brother was talking about AMC, which is kind of like
skip this when we move forward, because like that just happened yesterday.
That just happened yesterday. Oh, but let's just keep going. We'll get to that. Well, the enthusiasm will still be there. So what is going on with this crazy like coin? Apparently, people are saying you can't even buy it, or you can't even exit and sell. It's like, what is going on with this? You know, and then I thought that guy was funny. He was like, ooh, you almost gave me $1 trillion.
It's just fake. You can throw money into it, and then it's like they're not going to hold anyone accountable on the back end. So someone's just like stealing people's money through this project.
Do you feel like
no, it should be illegal. Like the whole is just crazy unregulated right now. So it's like the Wild West, because like.
So you think this has nothing to do with GameStop, or do you think they're like suppressing it somehow using this as well?
They could be.
Isn't this like a wrapped token or something?
But I feel like this scam is like way easier to see through than some of the other ones. So probably this isn't generating a lot of revenue. Like, I don't know anyone buying this. It just like looks bad. But then there are different ones that are dangerous, like actual companies. Like that's where I'll like think of like Reddit and Robinhood. Like they blew up over the last years, like 10
when
times.
I get advertisements for Robinhood of like two girls being like, Robinhood's great, you know, whatever. I'm like, you guys are how is Robinhood like? How do they have such a good marketing team or something? Like, how are they getting away with this?
They have like a backdoor government bailout program. It's like through whatever it is, their efforts get subsidized and written off because it's like good for the government to have them out there as the guards who are looked at as bad. Like, so they just let them just run around right now until further notice, like unless another event happens or something, then they're like in the hot seat again, or like. And it's sad because it sets a precedent that criminals win and get paid in this economy. And then so now we're that much deeper. It's 2026, and like a lot of this has already kind of come to light. So then it's like that's been the precedent for a while. And
I know.
You're talking about
I can't believe it. You're right. It shows like criminals can get away with it. It's like encouraging people to just.
Yeah, it just set the precedent. Meanwhile, they're gonna like make Luigi stand trial for murdering a healthcare CEO that was like murdering thousands of people per day through policy. But then like they would just still like, they're probably going to be in court and be like, oh, that healthcare, he deserves to be brought back. It's an injustice, even though like it's not the right angle. And like, while murder is never the solution, it's like, that CEO would never be held accountable in this situation. So like he's really going to get away with running the insurance holocaust even farther.
I was thinking of a quote for you, that the pen is mightier than the sword. So as much as last time you were saying blah 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 blah, maybe that violence is the only answer, maybe also enthusiasm and good communication skills and explaining to people can also.
You see, it does push the same front. So like that's where I sit on it, because like I don't like violence. Like, and I'm not pro-violence. It's just like I understand that that's what's going to be coming based on like the path that they're forcing us on. So like it's not like gonna be let's do violence. It's gonna.
I don't think so. I think some just magical moments can happen and then MOASS will kick off. Okay, might even be about an hour and 20 minutes from now.
It's like the bully who finally just gets stood up to. The kid that he pushed around for years and years finally just decks the bully in the face, and then the bully gonna be like, "What?"
Or like they have a rap bottle and he blows
because like the bully can't even handle being stood up to. Like, but it's like that there's movies that will like characterize, and that's violence, but it's like justified in a way. Like, you know, it's like standing up to the bully. It's like that's what this is.
Yeah.
Not like let's just be horrible and violent. Like they're doing that by like saying like let's just step on everybody and rig the economy. So
Okay.
like it's a byproduct.
This next one, I don't know what it means, and maybe I'll be able to understand it talking to you. But basically, it seems like people are saying they've never seen this before. Around May, middle of May, you can't buy calls for GME. It goes so, and then people are saying, I don't know, like anyway, what do you like? Should we just skip this one, or does this mean something to you?
Well, if they're
I don't get it.
they're
I just
having
not here.
backdoor swap rigging, so nothing surprises me on the options market. And then so I'll like just buy and hold shares right now. I don't play the options
Yeah,
market.
yeah.
It's just if I was, I would buy long calls, but because you have that's why I like buying a year in the future. I have 12 months for anything to happen where I could take profit at some point.
Wait, so, but I mean, like, what's going on here in this picture? They're not able to buy calls. So is that bullish? Is that bearish? Like, what's going on? Do you think it was just a one-day glitch? I don't know. I didn't look into it after this, but I'm like, what's going on here?
I mean, well, I would need a little more information. Maybe I don't know. It might be their platform. Maybe their accounts on a margin restriction. Maybe
But this guy said same for me. It only goes up to 32. Okay. Anyway.
Oh, right. Okay, so, well, the 32 is probably set for a short duration based on the warrants because that's where Ryan Cohen pinned the price. And then that's based on probably like mergers and acquisitions that he knows about where it's going to like change the bottom line. And
so do you really think by October we'll be up to $32 minimum, or do you think they're going to have to delay
because
it?
if he's holding $8.8 billion in cash and he acquires a $5 billion company right now for cheap, say that now it's worth $14 billion, and then the market cap will have to reflect that, and it's already $23 at $8 billion, so it's going to go up to 32 to be like around 14 or 15 billion. Like it's going to just like raise the floor to that, and that's gamma where it won't go back down now. And then you got other forces that would still pull the stock up when that already just like pulled the bar up and is going to stay up now. So like 32 is the new floor, and then next it's going to be 40, and the next it's going to be whatever as the floor. As the company gets stronger and makes more acquisitions and makes more money and does cool things, and it like that, it's going to break the suppression cycle soon. Because I show AutoZone later in this PowerPoint, and it has like very similar statistics as AMC. And the graph,
AutoZone's a really good example because it's like it's not like
does not look the same, even close. And it's like they moved the same amount of money and had the same amount of cash and had the same amount of debt. And then it's
like global impact kind of.
And it's just AutoZone. Because it will make sense. They're different sectors if their graphs look different, but their graphs look so different. And then it's just everyone complaining like, oh, AMC has debt. That's why everything looks so horrible. But then AutoZone has like even more debt and it looks great over there. So it's like, okay, well, that just debunks that whole narrative.
Dude, even the price of AMC today makes no sense after DFV's brother was talking about it. Like,
no,
nothing makes sense when you
I
actually
would just
look at
laugh my ass off if Roaring Kitty took an AMC position somewhere along the lines.
Oh, hello. I mean, once you go back, you can see a million times he was getting giddy about movies. So, and like I said, when they talk about, do you remember the video he put out where he talks about the freaking Kansas City Shuffle? Then it goes and it turns into stadium seating. And then it goes back. I'm like, this is AMC. From the moment I saw it, I was like, they're freaking talking about AMC.
I'm buying AMC because, like, even compared to GameStop, it's pushed down way harder, even though it's like a larger company. But even the multiple ratio is different now. Like, it's pushed down harder, farther. So, like, while that would imply, like, more risk based on, like, old risk models, which I think are obsolete now. But
and by the way, none of this is financial advice.
There's more room for growth too, because the springs wound tighter. So it's like if Roaring
Kitty, it's true. It's such a freaking deal right now.
And you can look before GameStop squeeze what the graph looked like. Well, AMC looks like that right now. So it's like I'll show you on the log graphs that we get to.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know though. I've been waiting for MOASS for years now. Some of my money's pretty tight, but I'm excited for all the people that are like, multiplying their investments and, you know, taking advantage of this like you. You know what I mean? I went like hard in the
Well,
early
I had a
days. And
rough
now
5
like,
years. I got
pension
pitch
pennies.
jobs and all kinds of stuff, but then like I landed in a position where I'm doing better, and then I still have that mindset. So now I'm able to just hit that hard.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's
like-
awesome. I'm putting all my IEP dividends into AMC. Actually, no, last time I put them into GME, but next time I will.
I just AMC $1 right now. I
Give me
just
a
like
break.
I'm gonna buy more this week. I'm gonna go get
Okay,
some shares.
Tell
like,
me,
it's
tell
just-
me, you sent me this. What do you think this means?
Oh, okay, the low volume. It's consolidation. If you look at the Bollinger Bands, they are just getting tighter and tighter on the stock price, and that means GME has less volatility to move. So, like, if it just moves 50 cents, it's going to pull the basket really hard.
Oh.
So it's like getting that tight, and it's based on time. So the more time that goes by, the tighter that gets. So then GME just ready to move.
I mean, I want to pull up the stock charts really quick. I'm like, how in the world are these crazy charts? Hold on. What, do I have to stop my screen share just to show the stocks? I might. Yeah, I do. Oh my God. And look at this stupid thing. By the way, and I don't mean to say stupid because it's like horrible, but they're like, look at this. The war could torch the economy. It's like, no, dude.
Right,
you guys
it's not what banks have been doing for 80 years. It's like
right,
just
exactly.
the whole economy's cooked now. Darn.
Look at this freaking funny chart. Like with all the progress they're making and everything, it's
Hilarious.
like it's all freaking $22 for freaking 2 years. It makes no sense with like how well it's like with how well they're building their business and gosh.
Yeah,
Golly
that's
gee, come on, man.
Looks like that's its channel.
And dude, AMC, I put it on here. Freaking the biggest news. I'm pretty sure that the DMV's brother talking about AMC is the biggest news of the year. You know, it's only March.
Okay, so
and look at the price today.
Zoom out to the
$1.
5 year.
It's down.
Zoom out to the 5 year or
I mean,
okay, so you know how stocks usually I do a theory. You know how stocks bounce up and down between their channels?
yeah.
Well, if AMC touched the top 5 years ago and it's still going down to new all-time lows every day, it hasn't even closed its channel cycle. Like this cycle's so long as it just goes down and down and down and down and down and down and down. And they want the seller box to make the stock declare bankruptcy before it bounces.
But isn't
Because when it bounces, it's going to be big because it's going to go retest previous all-time highs potentially.
Dude, it's gonna be so exciting. I'm like so excited for the future, you know, and I'm content in the present.
This is just a very large scale thing. Like if AMC is about to be a V-shaped recovery, it just did a V from 700 down to 90 cents. So it's going to have to other side V this thing just to be back at like, okay, now we can assess naked shorts at $700. And then it's going to be where like,
I can't believe it.
Thing can go to whatever price is about to be connected to the shit show. Because yeah, look, it happened in GameStop already and they had to shut the whole market down. And then we're still hear about it. So
let's see. The future is bright. Okay, I'm gonna go back to the PowerPoint. Hold on. Okay, here we go. So basically, oops, I'm on the wrong thing. What happens when I click that? Oh, add to the stage.
we're on the e-merge. Oh, the next slide after that. But yeah.
Okay, next one.
The low volume.
Okay, now I added this one. I'm like, dude, we gotta go. It's only $525. So I told you I'm pinching pennies. But I was like, oh my God, I want to go there and shake Marcus Lemonis's hand and be like, hello. Yeah. Okay. Talk to me about this emerge. I mean, I don't feel like there's much to say. He's just going to be speaking at a conference about mergers.
Right. And so, like, as far as timing goes, I don't know if this has anything to do with GameStop, and I don't even know if GameStop will have merger announcements ready yet on this quarterly report. Like, that would be cool, but to be honest, the more time, the better, because I remember GameStop was about to go on like an interview with Charles Payne about like the up and coming merger details, but then that like didn't happen. but it was like a psych out for media because like
Right.
the shorts want to know what's going to happen just as bad as we do. And then so if we can just sit here and wait, that's better.
It costs them money. This is in April. It's a month from now. I want to see all the apes there.
Let's even try a little harder real quick before we do anything. And like, it's just here we are. So while it's not easy, it's not easier for them. Like it's just worse on the short side. And then so like the merger conference, there's a lot of this going on. Like we're even having this kind of a chat like about like a fireside of like what's going on, you know, like, and it just, this is how people come together about these kind of things. And it's good. I would say this is positive, and even though it's not directly related to GameStop, this kind of stuff is good because like it's a knowledge is power thing. It's
directly related to BBBY, so you know.
Right. So we'll see.
I'll
check up on the details of this.
Yeah. By the way,
April, so it's still a little ways out.
Yeah, and I forget where it was. I think it's in Florida.
Well, there's a lot coming up this April. So like NVIDIA has got new technology coming out, and Donald Trump talking about the war going to be over then. And so like I think we're going to have some eclipsing collateral here, and they're going to have to do something.
I don't know. I'm kind of planning on MOASS never happening. You know what I mean? I'm like, I've literally like there were a few years I thought it was going to be tomorrow every
Bank of America was asking for 75 years with no transparency. And it's like, oh, sure. Well, I'll just make sure my kids, grandchildren, like just keep holding my GameStop shares.
Right.
What? Like 75 years? That's 4 generations that they can just like perpetually. That's how long they want to like bury these shares, because that's how long it would take them to actually pay back their obligations. Like they're so screwed, because if they're leveraged 3-1 in a bad bet, it's the inverse of that they would owe like on like if like the plug gets pulled on their operation. You know what I mean? Like if they bet $300 and they have $1, and then now they owe $300 that they didn't have because they have $1. So that's why GameStop is going to absorb like probably during the MOASS, it's going to start to liquidate like the United States debt, and probably like Trump has a plan where Bitcoin's kind of plugged into that. But if that's getting liquidated and GameStop seeing a windfall of money, it's going to be coming from like the mechanism that's going to be liquidating large, big institutions against the positions that are held against GameStop. Like Trump's not going to do it directly, but he's going to like push the button in the market where the mechanisms work that way once it's all lined up. And it's inevitable if GameStop's about to put a merger on the table with certain acquisitions, that's going to like force the value of its company. Like that's why I don't think GameStop would ever buy AMC, absorb debt on the balance sheet, but they might do a partnership with AMC, which would make a lot of sense. So like there's still like mergers and acquisitions and partnerships on the table everywhere. And then that's why it's like this is the most speculative probably the market has been in for a long time. And you can see like the fear and greed index like maxed out at fear right now, and that's the emotions driving the market, in which it accurately can pin the rationale behind like a lot of movement like abroad, once like because it considers like all the factors that we're discussing. So then like fear is the driving force. Probably we're gonna have sell-offs at the top, high value sell-offs, and then we are seeing things like that, and we're seeing like swap rearrangements, and its banks have to constantly reposition as people do sell off to like accommodate for that sell-off. So now it's like the banks, it's harder and harder for them to juggle this thing. But then now it's kind of like into an algorithm that it's like a little bit unhinged. But let's keep in the PowerPoint, because there's a bunch of things.
Here's the next one. Oh wait, I need to move us up to the side because this one's pretty wild. I was like, what the heck? Because first of all, here's the AMC talking about like blah blah popcorn blah da 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 da. Then they said save more money for hot dogs. And whenever I think of hot dogs, I think of Greg, aka Greg is rumored to be DFV, Roaring Kitty, because he's literally always talking. Who's always talking about hot dogs? I don't know if you know this. Greg's always talking about hot dogs. So I'm like, why is AMC randomly talking about hot dogs? Greg's always talking about hot dogs. Then, by the way, the Costco CEO did like the eat your own product challenge. And then even Greg commented when this girl Tiffany Fong, who like always talks about crypto and stocks, was eating a hot dog in the phrasing that Greg always uses. So it's like people are paying attention in sort of the meme influencer, you know, off mainstream but mainstream channel. So I think there's something going on with AMC talking about hot dogs.
Yeah, there might be more to this. Like, I think it's part of the marketing, like the strange marketing that meme stocks.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, why are these companies going to play with us when everybody's already playing with us?
Okay, you know how if insider
They're not
trading,
playing.
like if Trump says a keyword during a speech and then a whole bunch of banks go move a swap a certain way because he said that word, it's like the unspoken vocabulary words that like
right.
keywords.
Hot dog is an unspoken vocabulary word.
Yeah, like so.
Hot dog means GameStop.
Right, if AMC posted hot dog, probably like maybe like
with a wink.
GameStop merger insiders are like, okay, hot dog has been played. Like now, mission to go, like stage 4, like alpha movement.
Dude, and then the fact that freaking the CEO of Costco's eating a hot dog of anything, he could have eaten a slice of pizza, but he ate a hot dog. And then Greg's only ever talking about Costco hot dogs.
Okay, that Costco hot dogs are still like $1.50 while the whole economy inflated and all these companies are like, oh, well, inflation, while they're just stepping on everybody. So like,
now I want one. I'm like, wait, I want a Costco membership.
Idiocracy. Costco's in that movie as like, it's about this guy who goes 500 years into the future. And when he gets there, society's really dumb. So like,
I don't want to see that movie. I feel like it's going to depress me.
And then he ends up being, and he's just like a regular guy, and he ends up being like the smartest guy around when he gets there because everyone got so dumb. And then like Costco is like the reigning company because they like took over everything, and then like they sell everything. Like you can just live there in an apartment, and like the apartments are built on top of Costco, so you can just like, go downstairs and buy all the shit and go back upstairs. And it's like it's a weird dystopian like.
But why is AMC talking about hot dogs? This hot dog means GameStop.
So Costco became the legacy company in that the movie through its like catering to society's stupidity farther and farther. Like they show a couple other companies. Like there's this company called Fuddruckers, and then it shows them over every 10 years they change their name, and it goes like Fuddruckers, Fud Suckers, Fuck Suckers, Butt Fuckers, like until it's just like not Fuddruckers anymore. It's some stupid fucking name like in the future, and like so now everyone's just going to Butt Fuckers, like, and it's like they dumb society down on every level, even the businesses and the schools, and they stop even drinking water, and they just start watering all the plants with Gatorade, and then all the plants die, and they're like, why does the earth suck? And then no one knows water anymore. So when the guy gets there from the future, he's like, he ends up in the president's desk because like he just like outsmarted the prison and the schools, and the president's like, who are you? And he's like, well, I don't exactly know how I got here, but y'all should stop watering your plants with Gatorade and use water. And then they try it, and it like changes the whole environment, and they're just like, oh my God, this guy's the savior. Like it's just the stupidest movie, but it's so sad that it's like we're headed in that direction now. And then Costco is
saying I'm stupid for saying hot dog means GameStop, by the way.
It's rude. Just Costco, they're giving the middle finger to all these companies that are like doubling their prices for inflation because like
they can afford it.
Someone did a business model. Like how many hot dogs would Costco have to sell to go bankrupt, losing money through that business model? And it's like infinity hot dogs. They could never lose enough money to there's only 8 billion people and everybody's buying hot dogs, that they'll just still be able to produce that much hot dogs based on their business model. Wow. And like they don't lose enough. The marketing gimmick they would get from it, if people go there to buy hot dogs, they're going to buy other stuff too. So like they're just not going to lose money. Like they just can't ever lose money selling hot dogs.
Yeah, plus you have to get the membership to even be allowed to.
That was on like a We Did the Math forum. So it was like all detailed and like it
Good job, Costco. Good job. But by the way, hot dog means GameStop until further notice in my book. Now, you put this in here.
A metaphor, like because like it's like the ice cream cone. Like now they use it in all kinds of marketing gimmicks and whatever, and it was like based on McDonald's, but then GameStop had a association
Right.
so it's similar. I think it started at Costco with the hot dogs, and it's like the GameStop's implying a hot dog legacy that they're associated with.
No. GameStop's not talking about it.
Well, I mean, Greg, if Greg's doing marketing for GameStop, remember they hired him or whatever at one point?
Yeah.
And then now, so AMC is like code word hot dog, and AMC just been selling hot dogs. Like I've eaten a hot dog there. Like
Yeah, I'm sure it's not the Costco prices, but still.
Right.
It's so genius to have a hot dog that's that cheap. Have something like people want for that cheap.
It's
Costco,
the
you
price
guys are
of
smart.
convenience. AMC can capitalize on that because it's like, man, it's like if you go to the corner store, a gallon of milk is way more than like at Walmart.
Yeah.
But it's like, so AMC is doing that through
Okay.
business.
Let's go to this next one. You explain what's going on here.
Okay, so I had this one. We changed the slide order a little bit. It was near the pump from the stocks that I showed you earlier with the oil swap in the S&P 500.
Should I find it or no?
Like 5 slides.
Go back.
Yeah. That one.
This one.
Okay, now go back forward to the.
Okay, this one, lock it in your mind, and here.
Yeah, so a pump mechanism. It's just I did a pump. You posted a one later now in a different order of Peter Hahn talking about like market physics, and then this is like real life physics, and then this is why the market physics are pretty much written in stone. It's like when certain actions happen, there's going to be certain reactions, and so if they're pumping collateral, and like the graphs are going to look a certain way, and so that can all be broken down and proven. And then so this is the mechanics of a water pump, and so when we're buying AMC, that's what we're doing with it. We're buying it right now. We're just buying it and holding it and buying more. And you buy at the bottom and you sell at the top. And so
Or you never sell.
the market's screaming buy Bitcoin right now.
Right.
And it's like 100K for one Bitcoin. When with 100K, you could just buy like so many AMC shares. Like you could buy 100,000.
That's why back in the day, I like 5x my money on Netflix. That was like the first stock I ever bought on my own. And then I was like, and then I put it into Dogecoin because Dogecoin was less than a penny. And then I was like, what? Netflix is going to go up what? Like 2 times more at most? And what, it's on up like 5 times more. But then I 42x my money or like 70x my money in Dogecoin because I was like, why would I buy something that can only like multiply a little? When I feel like that's the GameStop motto though too, is like unlimited upside, small downside risk. You know what I mean?
Man, and that shouldn't even be a GameStop motto. That's like running a company logic 101. But
got him world. But yeah.
Dilution clown show that it's like the criminal just
like well, you're right. I mean, who in their right mind is
that
just buy it at the top right now, like Nvidia and all this stuff. You're right. It's like
well, and then the CEOs that are like, I want to make the difference, just become suicidal all of a sudden every time. So that's what we're up against, and that's why it got to be violence because they're using violence the whole time.
Okay. I know. I mean, I guess you're right. They're like indirectly using violence by ruining everybody's lives and making them poor and ruining their farm.
And just suiciding people. Like it's like the CEO of Bed Bath & Beyond like was not like, let me transform this company. No, you know what? I'm just gonna jump off a building. Like
give me a break. There was so much weird about that once we know it all, we'll be know-it-alls.
Okay.
What's this slide?
I overlaid, we talk about this a little bit in the other one, that this is the AMC's revenue. And then
right. This is the revenue versus the
stock price.
Stock price, which makes no sense.
They are lined up. So when there was no revenue, the stock price hit all-time high. And now that revenues are restored and doing good, the stock is just so low, new all-time low every day. And I'm talking about this channel not closing yet, the downward slope that it's on. Once it touches the actual bottom and bounces, it has so much room for retracement. It's amazing. Hilarious. Like I can't even believe the market let this happen.
Right. Do you think they'll do another like 10-for-1 split or something so that they don't stay below $1 for too long? You know what I mean?
No,
They don't
it's
get
the
delisted.
Mullen. It's the Mullen thing. And if Trump talking about April 9th, the war's going to be over, he probably talking about renegotiating the U.S. debt within this time frame. Like, and AMC has 90 days to stay below $1, and it just bounced back up above $1. So like, it's just like not below $1 right now. So it goes.
Dude, that's what I'm saying. I'm thinking so many people bought it yesterday because over here, this was last night at 6:52 p.m. PST. I was like, what? Like, I literally felt like I was in another planet.
A lot happened yesterday. I'm
when
show
I read this, and then
bonds.
it was at 4,000 views when I read it. Now it's 194,000. I was tagging AMC. I was like, what the heck? And now, look at the price today. $1. After the biggest, this is like the biggest news in AMC stock price in years. I'm pretty sure for years.
Yeah, the price just can't move. The bands are so tight on AMC too.
The fact it's not up today?
If it moves 10 cents,
this is ridiculous.
And the water's that high for the hedge funds. They're at the end where they're just their nose is above the water.
It's going to cost nothing for everybody to buy the float, which is already it's already a synthetic city. But this is insane. The fact that now like they are giving like the nod that like AMC's cool again, everybody, even though you've been hating on it. Like, look at all the comments. Everyone's like, AMC sucks. No, freaking DFV's brother's talking about it. Like, it's going to take 1 second for everybody to buy every share. Like, this is the most crazy thing ever. It's crazy. And the fact that there's not, anyway, that it's $1 today still, it's down after
This is like our side, like meme stock side of the socio-political front. It's like we have these kind of things going for us. So while that will create gamma through FOMO. So
and already today, that's probably why they couldn't drop it down lower today. At least it's over $1 again. And I don't know how they're keeping it down at this point with those kind of comments.
Well, we can look at the leverages, but this will hit certain specific leverages. So it's good the way that GameStop running withholding its information as a weapon strategy. Like, I'm liking this a lot as a holder of the company. So
I'm just like really quickly on a scale of 1 to 10, how crazy do you think it is that DFV's brother said AMC? Literally, AMC is making a comeback.
I would say a low number, like 3 or less, because like I already see these companies tethered in a basket as a delta hedge. So like if they're seeing something similar, they know what kind of teeter-totter mechanism that we're talking about. And
I thought it was a 10.
It's asymmetric. So both go up. It's not like one.
I just can't believe he actually said it directly.
Once it breaks, they both go up on like a inverse parabola. And I could do the math stuff all day, but we're talking about inverse exponentials. I said that earlier. And that has to do with like where they'll leverage. And that's why like AMC's stock split goes down when it should have went up. But it's because and the inverse exponentials, it's not sustainable. There's no long-term version of that. It's like, so they had to push it down to $1, and it's either AMC does another reverse stock split or the price is going to pop. And I just don't think they're going to do another reverse stock split because Adam Aaron already came out and is like, yeah, this company's strong. It's the environment that's weak. And we cover that in a slide a little farther ahead, but it's like he's not about to like stock split the company. We just watched Mullen stock split into its own death. So like meme stock investors are aware if AMC would be better diluting the other 500 million shares it's sitting on because they have $1 billion approved just to stay alive during this time period, even though dilution is bad. But dude, Apple's float is like 15 billion shares. Dude, AMC could dilute 30 more floats and then the short position still worse. It's just that they're not, dilution is the fear mechanism that they're trying to push as a narrative. Right. It's not going to ever work. It just will never sit. Companies can get way more diluted, and Apple shares are over $100 each, and there's 15 billion of them. Like, that company's so freaking big, and it's just on the volume of shares side, not the price side. Like, on the opposite end of that, Berkshire Hathaway has very little shares, but it's worth like $700K for one. And it's like the AMC had low shares and low volume, or like its market cap's only $500 million. It could times 5,000 and still be smaller than NVIDIA. Like, it can grow so big, and it's going to bounce that hard because they push it down so hard. It's like the most tightly wound spring anyone's ever seen. And while GameStop would be in the exact same position, it's in a very similar position with the also tightly wound spring, but some of that came undone in January 2021. So while a little bit of pressure was removed from GameStop, like the AMC too, but it was like since AMC happened second, a lot of GameStop people rolled into AMC, and then so AMC moved up to $40 billion and got the market shut down in May afterwards, with different factors plugged in. While it was also FOMO and short pressures, and then the COVID factors against the companies and stuff all at the time, it made the writing on the walls where it's definitely just a survival game at this point if that mechanism can happen. And then as the cycle's repeating, it's inevitable to happen again. We already saw in GameStop, it spiked in 2023 up, it went up 100% a day again. And then on the graph, it looks like the event in 2021, sideways trading, one more event, sideways trading, and it's the Lego post with the rising floor and with the squeeze each time the floor rises until it just breaks off the hook and runs up. Because the ultimate leverage is.
I mean, you're right. It's the exact same chart.
And look, it just keeps going up until it goes off the building.
Wow.
So it's just gonna.
I never noticed this exact same chart.
Yeah, and then
wild. Okay, so I thought you posted this. This is what you were talking about, where basically they're saying
yeah, and look, and he's acknowledging Twitter. So he's look, word on the street. And he's talking about, look, we're doing good things in this company. This company is about to grow really well. And they
have amazing merch, by the way, toys and all this stuff.
And then he talks about there's war in the Middle East, oil prices, and S&P 500. He literally quoted the S&P 500, and you can go watch when AMC stock is tethered to the S&P 500. And so when the S&P 500 crashes, AMC crashes, and then they'll have oil swaps where the S&P recovers, but AMC stays down. So they'll swap it all the way down and then repop the S&P 500 so they can re-leverage it down more, and they just keep popping the S&P 500 to push AMC down harder and harder and harder. And that's why the Bollinger Bands are so tight on AMC and GameStop now, because now they have to pop the S&P 500 $200 million to push AMC down 2 cents. So they're the It's over. They can't do anything. And then it's AMC has an irrational market cap. Their revenues is $5 billion a year or more, and then they have a $500 million market cap only. It's they're valuing AMC at 2 weeks of its business. It doesn't make any sense. Meanwhile, AutoZone, which I guess we'll get to here, wherever that slide is.
I can go find it. It's pretty far away.
Yeah, it's going to be far in there. But
this one's pretty, I thought this one's right up your alley, where everyone thinks GameStop is the biggest play, but actually the Robinhood CEO said that AMC was the biggest risk.
Okay, so there is let me see where it is here. Sorry, I'm looking through the slideshow real quick.
Oh yeah, we moved it around a bit.
Oh, okay. I don't know if you can go to slide 47.
Hold on, I'll stop sharing. Let me get it. The gold arbitrage?
It has a couple links on it. No, it's the comparing.
Oh, 47. Here.
Comparing Apple to AMC.
Yeah. Hold on. It's being so weird. Okay. Loading now. In 3, 2, share. Okay. Oh, hold on. Share.
All right. Okay. So, I wanted to click on a couple of the links.
Okay. The first one?
No, click on the. Actually, can you just open all three of them? I might hop back and forth. between them real quick.
Yeah.
Sorry, I know I'm asking a lot.
No, you're not. Okay, which one are we looking at first?
Just go to one of them and I gotta like see it. I don't know by the name. Okay, not this one. Okay, yes, this one. Scroll down a little bit. I talk about inflation.
Dude, this one got 3.2 thousand likes, by the way. Look at that.
Oh yeah, this thing got like 4 million views. So,
Wow.
but
How many years ago did you make this?
2020.
4 years ago. That's what I'm saying. You've been a freaking genius forever.
Well, you'll see. Like, I wasn't like 100% right in this one, but like I've learned a lot since then. But like, so scroll down. Yeah, I talk about inflation, the power of the dollar. Yeah, just keep scrolling. Power of the dollar. Yeah, still more power of the dollar.
Wow.
We talk about some of this stuff. Like, that's when they changed the gold standard, and then this is like dollar versus gold. We looked at that a little bit in episode 2. I pulled some of that information back from these to be it's still relevant.
Well, I'm like, at least everybody's dropping, but
it's fiat currencies falling compared to gold.
Oh my goodness.
And then this is like a couple different golds in the options. Okay, so right here, housing prices. You can see where they started really low and just went wild. Keep going a little more, because there's like, I want to talk about the math that I plug in, how it relates to that Robinhood slide you were just on. So still houses, this is still housing, political, social aspects of it. This is where I posted that short interest data a while back.
Wild.
Okay, here. Okay, so we can see the like the power of what they'll do to inflated companies. So like you see all these companies, and like while you might think of like Tesla and maybe AMC and GameStop as like marketably equal, like if you went and talked to anybody about those 3 companies, they probably heard of all 3 of them.
Okay. Yes.
And then Tesla's just worth like 100 times more than all of the other companies. But the clean energy narrative is plugged into it, where it's fundamentally overvalued and sustained.
Oh.
Okay, so then I talk about the scale of inflation. In 90 years, the last 90 years, $1 has become $10,000 in spending value. So if you have one 1930 dollar,
wow,
it was 10 grand.
Wow.
But now, and this was in 2021, so it's
just
like
happened in freaking a lifetime.
It's probably like 20
a long life
now, because the money just getting worse and worse really fast. But
money's broken.
Okay, so I use all this data, and if you check the important values at the end, so we got market insurance, we got global GDP, and then you can see global GDP and the scale and speed that it was rising up to 2022 with 140 trillion versus 650 trillion in excess derivative notional capital. And so keep scrolling down to the next image. This is where I cross-reference the short interest glitches between AMC and GameStop and their all-time high prices to determine the scale of magnitude against the companies. So look in the second graphic that you have up right now. It shows the Volkswagen 2008 column. So it squeezed in 2008 when Porsche held 74% of the company. Other institutions held 20% and retail held 6%.
Whoa. So now retail owns.
In AMC 2022, yeah, retail owned 90% according to Anna Marin, and we're just buying more. And the institutions hold 31%. And there's like naked short anomalies where you can't even make the math. So,
right.
And then
that's so frustrating. That's like leadership. I mean, as much as it is for us.
So below it, I do like, you know how I'm talking about Apple has such a big float, and so we're talking about AMC dilution as the fear model. So
wait. Amazon has 400 million shares and AMC has 500 million?
Yeah, but then Amazon shares are worth 3,000 each.
Right?
So they've
And
done
the
a
market-
stock split
What's
since
the
then.
market cap?
This data's old,
Did
but
they lose that much of a market cap since 4 years?
yeah, and it looks this bad because AMC just been beaten down the whole time. Amazon stock splitted down, so the share price looks low like AMC, but then it's still trillions of market cap because they just have more shares because it's split.
Dude, they've been attacked.
Yeah,
on
it's
all
complete financial engineering, like all over the place, and like so keep scrolling down, keep scrolling down, keep scrolling down. I was just scaling moves. Oh, scroll up a little bit. Okay, yes. This is where I break down. This is where I started picking the leverages apart. You know how I ended up making that chart that we discussed in episode 1 and 2, the whole
Yeah,
like,
your epic chart.
yeah, it's so like here I was understanding the AMC was getting its price suppressed by like not only inflation, but like gold mismanagement and like on top of like long-term inflation, the Fed just started printing way more lately, which like skewed inflation even harder. So I like factored out valuations for some of these, and it if you connect them to like skewed AMC fundamentals and run the correction for both, it valued AMC at like $4 billion as its like fair supply and demand price. Like while it was only worth like or $4 trillion. I'm sorry. It says 3,954 billion. So $3.9 trillion is what the company should be valued at. While it's sitting at 9 billion. So it's suppressed by like 500 times what it should have been, the stock share price. So keep going down.
You did this and we did the math too, or they did the math, not even AMC.
Yeah, because AMC wouldn't let me post because I was a nobody. And then so like, yeah, I had to. And then people shared it at AMC like, oh my gosh, AMC broke into, we did the math. And I was like that guy or whatever. But like, I don't remember all that. Okay, so go back to the other link. I just want to run through that, but I needed to preface this info before I can even talk about the other ones.
Okay.
Wait, before this one, what was the other one? There was 3. Okay, no, the other one first. Yes. Okay, so now I follow all that metrics that I had pinned through the entire ape stock split here. So you can scroll down because it's a lot, and I'm not gonna like jump into details, but
I'll scroll slowly in case anyone wants to take screenshots or give a thumbs up.
Sure. And also this post is on my Reddit page if you scroll down on the posts. But
dude,
so I've kept the share price pin based on 2021 fundamentals. And so now, yeah, that was when this reverse split happened.
This one you shared on AMC and it only got 547.
And then the reverse split happened instead. So and then the whole price just went down, and now it's just like beating down in the seller even harder instead of this happening. But this is still the data on the table. So go to the other post now.
Okay.
Yeah, this one. Okay, so keep scrolling down. Okay, I bring up Bill Huang's scam again here. FTX crash, TerraCoin crash, Evergrande, MMTLP, BBBY, all these things that are similar, like with, okay, Fed rates, crypto and dark pools. Keep going down. There's a certain, okay, meme stock data, GameStop event. Okay, here we're talking about like floats traded. Okay. So remember when I was talking about that colorful chart with the utilization versus share volume? And then it was like AMC has 500 million shares, but like 38 billion shares traded in that time period.
Right.
You know, this is like how many floats were traded in like these time periods. Like I mapped out all the float share traded.
Oh, so GameStop. But GameStop looks like 52 floats traded, and they had 64.
Since January 2028 up until April 17, 2023. So in that 2-year period, yeah, GameStop's float traded 53 times.
Wow.
Right. And then you look at price action since then, and it's up 1,000%. Well, it's only up 100% now since like the split or whatever. But then AMC traded 65 times in the same time period, and the price is just beaten down. So like high volume does not lead to like beat down prices like that, unless it's like fake volume. And
Right.
so all of this suppression gets accounted for in the math and gets put back into the upside when the upside comes. And so go back to the slide now. There's one other post where I do go deeper into those pinnings, and then it was like 2024 where I even repin the prices, and then I'm talking about it here. So here I compare AMC to Apple, and just for scale of magnitude and the true ratio multiple, I wanted to talk about that's how I pinned when I cross-reference the short interest anomalies between GameStop's 140% move and then like AMC's glitching and like the nature of those glitches and where they came from and how the mechanisms work behind them. And during 2021, AMC was about 6.5 times larger of a company than GameStop. But when they both squeezed, GameStop went to 40 billion market cap, which happened to be $483 per share when it got stopped. AMC went to also $40 billion market cap, which happened to be only 72 shares, $72 per share when it got stopped. But it's the market cap at 40 billion where they got stopped. And that's the same amount of money that FTX got caught fraudulently handling when they had 8 quadrillion FTX tokens, the synthetic tethering tokens. And so when both companies revealed that $40 billion was the market cap limit of their liquidity, because they both got stopped at $40 billion, they were put
that's so fascinating, by the way.
Yes, and that anomaly is like overlooked, and I don't ever see it talked about, but it's like,
wow, I've never even heard that either. This is something huge.
Put on them in the same weight. Their fiscal weight was the same when it hit the limit. And this AMC was a bigger company, so the share price was 6.5 times lower than, it's like AMC only hit 72, but GameStop hit 483. And they were a little off. Like AMC actually went up to like 77. And then GameStop went over 500 just as like shit got shut down. And like,
right.
So I just used those numbers as like safe math about it, even though the anomaly could be a little higher, even skewed than I'm implying. I'm doing conservative math on this.
By the way, I'm just like, I cannot wait until the future when we're actually allowed to talk about all this stuff and understand all this stuff, and it's allowed to be out in the open, and then people can dumb down all this stuff and make it like common knowledge even more, and like know all the triggers and know the 40 billion hit limits, and I mean, it's gonna be like so fascinating to go down all these rabbit holes in the future once more info is out, even like just for fun. Like it's just like fascinating, and I mean it's like crime, so it's not like
the Epstein files dropping. It sets new precedents because that's different than older information leaks. Like similarly big ones, like Anthony Weiner's laptop, Joe Biden's black book, the Panama Papers, like those kinds of things. It's like this one is like it was dropped during the age of like darkness, where like the internet has been manipulated and scrubbed, and then
right.
Robinhood can just shut people up and it's fine. And then like, so now we got the Epstein files out, and if they want us not talking about this stuff, what they're going to come say, we're allowed to talk about how much pedophilia we do, but you cannot talk about companies you like.
Right. I made that post.
We're past revolution time, dude. Because it's like the student loan crisis argument. Like, so people aren't paying their student loans, and it's like, why would they if it's been inflated to interest and no jobs? But so then, like, what are they going to do? Come to our door and demand the money with guns? Because if that happens, that's infringing some other stuff, and we're gonna have bigger problems because like they don't have a mechanism to collect this money. Like what they're gonna do? Not sell.
I don't know if you saw. I want to show this really quick. I don't know if you saw this post I made on LinkedIn where I tagged like every single financial corporation. I asked him like, which is more of the Voldemort for them, MMTOP or BBYQ?
Yeah,
And
those
they
are
actually added yesterday, maybe it's AMC, because I was pretty hyped about Greg's brother talking about it, DFE's brother. Because you're like not allowed to talk about these companies.
It's like part of the before the tsunami, the wave receding. We'll see kinds of things like this. So that's why it's like exciting for a lot of people who do know what's going on with a lot of these things.
Yeah. Okay, wait, we have about half an hour till GME's dropping their earnings reports. So let's
You can go back where we were in the
Okay, let's
alignment
find it.
here.
Oh, here we were. Hold on,
By the way, all these things I'm talking about that I've contributed to these PowerPoints, you can find on my Reddit pretty much. I posted variants of a lot of this info, but that Apple to AMC one you cannot find because it was removed. Like the mods removed it. So you can't
You
find
can
it.
make a website and host it all, or maybe I can put a section on my website for it.
But okay, so now that I discussed that float ratio multiple with you and that the company was 7 times larger at the time, and now this pie chart is more contextual because if you look at the margin calculation that they had, the GameStop blew up to $500, right? When theoretically Robinhood only had a margin discrepancy of $250 million against GameStop. But they had a discrepancy of $850 million on AMC because it was that much larger of a company.
So that's why they've been attacking AMC so hard. But why isn't Adam Aron taking a tiny salary? I'm gonna just say it. Why isn't he taking a tiny salary when Ryan Cohen is like standing with the people taking no salary?
Well, it's so Ryan Cohen doesn't have to do that. But it is a strong message to retail that he is, because Adam Aron's salary is like not that big.
But like, hasn't he made okay?
Like it's compared to the company size.
And it
looks a little big now because like the company is just worth nothing right now. But it's like when this company was doing $5 billion in revenue all the time, it was not any issue. And then so like he hasn't like. Look at like Disney CEO and then tell me that Adam Aron is ruining.
I know. I just want to see him like. I just want to see him like stick a middle finger to the man and say like, you know what, I'm cutting my salary too. Like, take that. Because I don't know. I've cut my salary. I mean, my income. I don't know. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I want him to be even more one of us. Not. I think a lot of people do, but you know, we can't all be Ryan Cohen.
Well, yeah, I wouldn't want to be Ryan Cohen because. Whatever pressures that we see and face, it's just going to be higher in his position.
Right, I know. I'm thinking it must be like literally the loneliest job. Okay, so I put for you debunk this funk.
Okay.
So here everyone's talking about like Martin. I don't know if I'm talking about Martin Miller. Mainstream media is controlled. The stock has been a weapon. Now it's down 99.75. I should have traded. Blah, blah, blah. It makes me just like the financial world. So I feel like this guy is actually like fighting for AMC and saying it's not fair. Or what do you feel like is going on here? Like,
okay, so there's a couple slides that I need you to go to.
Okay.
And let me see where they are. I have the slideshow pulled up here, looking through it.
Okay. I'm like, this one, I was like, Adam Aron, don't you know that the screenshot's a little bit inappropriate, but I thought it was funny that people.
Okay, I need you to go to slide 39, and then there's a couple slides in a row, real quick. Like,
okay, deal. So wait. How about you summarize what is this like? What is this one talking about though? Like
I gotta show you some preface information.
Okay. So 39.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Getting it up. Here we go. One more time.
The right way.
There we go.
Okay. So I pulled a couple. You can search Wyckoff theory on Google or Elliott wave theory, and it's going to pull up like so many images where this looks like, oh, my cat's saying hi. Hi, kitty. You doing stocks with us? So with the theories, there's like, there's big parts of it where it goes up and down and like there's rules about it. But I just want to point out we're in specific parts of the theory now. Like, so it happens in phases. So on the very bottom left one here, we're in the spring phase. So I would say we're in phase C, like with AMC and GameStop.
Wow.
Right.
Finally.
So we can go more into the theory about it, but this is like what is like the overlying forces outline. So like if they're doing all this manipulation and whatnot, it's like this is what it looks like on the graph, and it's been mapped out. And then so now we can use this of what we learned to like see trajectories. And I know we're in the liquidity zone now on the bottom because it's all-time low for AMC. So that's where it is. And so move to the next image. This is how logarithmic functions work when you have inverse exponents. So
I'm like, I remember learning this in school, and now we're using it in real life.
If each one, see how there's like 8 different images right there? Like, and this isn't a specific one, but if they have 8 different leverages going on AMC at the same time, they're like utilizing each one of these functions, and the algorithm is connected to all other stocks and one broader algorithm that has a bunch of miniature algorithm chunks in it. And this would be the chunk of meme stocks where it's like they're subject to these lines on the graph. And then they have to create a socio-political narrative to just follow this because they run this.
By the way, you know how they say, like, when you, like, go to the gates of heaven or whatever and you get to ask God one question, what would it be? I would be like, okay, make me understand the 8 different ways that they were using algorithms to balance out the shares to make them suppressed. Because, like,
well, now you can ask him a different question because I'm going to talk about this one.
Okay. But I'm going to do some research, but go ahead.
Go to the next one.
Okay.
It should be the log graphs. Okay. So now you can see. Look on. So the top one is GameStop.
Right.
The first one's GameStop. The one under it is Bed Bath & Beyond. And then the top left one is AMC. And the one under it is Hycroft Mining.
Okay.
So just with this on the GameStop one in the top left, you see where it hits its low?
Yeah. I bought around there, by the way.
That I just talked about.
Oh, wait, no, I bought around here. Go ahead.
The lower one. Yes, that one right there where your mouse is.
Yeah.
That's the phase C where but with the spring and the liquidity.
Okay.
So look before where that phase C is and retrace backwards to the high. Yeah, there. No,
there, yeah.
From that point all the way down to the low point. Yeah. That was the attempted seller box.
Right.
So look at AMC now.
It's happening the same thing.
Exactly. AMC is about to
explode.
So
AMC hasn't even squeezed yet.
Look at the volume bars. Like a big green volume bars on AMC, and it didn't even move yet.
Wow.
It is a massive accumulation phase. Like this is why I copy accumulation by the books.
Wild.
And then it happens in all 4 of these, but then Bed Bath & Beyond got delisted into FINRA's black hole, and Hycroft Mining is now just starting to squeeze, and you can see volume returning to it.
Dude, I'm getting so hyped about these geniuses that let Bed Bath & Beyond go bankrupt on purpose, maybe allegedly on purpose to them.
These are the logarithmic graphs. If you don't know what the log is, it's the graph where they have it's the untethered from options manipulation. So it's while the stock price of AMC still has gotten pushed down, it just shows the suppression of the spring at this point. So it looks like AMC will declare bankruptcy if you just look at that graph, because
right.
Bed Bath & Beyond did, and you can see it, but look how much volatility Bed Bath.
There was something else going on there. You know what I mean? They dropped so fast. That price dropped so fast. They were
look back, it touched the bottom 3 times and then went back up really high. It was so
right. Look at this.
Where AMC was just solidly up and now it's down. where
Right.
Hycrop Mining was solidly up, and now it's down, and then it exploded. And it's like prefacing that AMC is about to explode. AMC is holding warrants in Hycrop Mining, and if its stock price is not about to follow Hycrop Mining, they're going to have to sell all those warrants like immediately and not be holding them. But they're already in the profit. So if AMC realizes profit, it's still good for the company. And they're still holding them. So it just says enough. Like they're still holding warrants in that company, which already has seen explosive stock price action. And it's not even done yet. We're still in the middle of a war in the Middle East where precious metals were collapsing all week. But Hycrop Mining still is maintaining its new channel.
Yeah.
It's untethered from actual metals because it's a metal mining company, which is suppressed even harder than actual metals. So the media wants everyone focused on metals.
Right.
So companies can fly up and down even harder than the metals on the back end of their war front. So they need the war front where money moves, the metals to be the hedge in the middle, and then the mining companies to be the volatility for the war front, because they're trying to hedge these monies for mining companies in war back and forth while everyone just staying in silver and like not make money. But because silver is going to slowly move while they want to hedge like these big, fast, make a lot of money right now moves.
It's so infuriating. It's so infuriating, like how this system works, and it's just like a whole product of like cheating and scheming and.
Okay, so we can go back to the slide you set up where I wanted to run through these details real quick.
Oh my gosh, it's like a million slides away.
Yeah. Oh, that one. Oh yeah. Busting the FUD. So now we're talking about how the channels move, and we're talking about inverse statistics. And so look at the channel that they have pointed down, and then I could draw horizontal lines on this for like $0 where it's approaching. It's about to hit $0. So like it would cut off that triangle, that the falling wedge that we're looking at.
Right.
It's actually like not a wedge. It's like the open channel. The wedge would be at the top based on this trajectory. But
what's it going to take for AMC to start trending up?
So if you look at
Project Hail Mary,
when Hycroft Mining moved 1,000%, it was kind of like go to your mouse at the end of the line right there. Nope, the end of that part. So Hycroft Mining was like at a point like this, and then it just went up and touched the red line.
Wow.
And that was like 1,000% already. And it's testing that line.
Wow.
And so it might just go up more or get pushed back down and stay in this channel as if the seller box holds. And then, so I'm thinking it's not going to hold with Hycroft Mining because they're talking about silver just going up, and silver hit the red line too. So it's going to like test that red line for a couple weeks while like banks reorganize, and then that line going to move whichever direction it was about to move. But
I want to really quick pull up this like 1 year chart of Hycroft Mining because you can see it like hit a top twice, and so you can tell exactly where.
Yeah, it's just defining a new channel where it's a new accumulation phase before it moves down or up again. And then so stocks will always move.
It hit that like top channel twice.
Yeah, but look how much growth that held. Like that's a really strong.
Yeah.
Like right at $29 right there. And you see very first when it ran up, it touched 29, got pushed down, and then broke way over it. And now it's a support. That 29 is the support when it was the resistance. It changed from resistance.
Wow, right?
So now that shows the company's strength, and that's the new floor for right now until it loses the support and retests it as a resistance. So it's like that's why like if it goes way down for no reason, it's going to have to bounce back up and test that resistance. So people take bets when it's that low because they know it has to go back up and test that resistance before it come back down anyway, even if it is coming down. And that's why such an irrational market is bad, because now we got all these banks in the bag that know this and they're front running everything. But retail knows this, so we're front running everything. And now it's a big who's gambling harder, not a market trading on supply and demand. And so it can't work like that long term, and why things come to a head very quick.
So 42 is another huge resistance point because it was in at 42 forever, and then it'll go up to 80, and then I mean, like, give me a break.
Well, actually, yeah, and
For
probably it was a reverse split, but Hycroft also had a reverse split. So we're gonna look at mirror mechanics here. Yes, AMC might pop up and test right where reverse split for a while before going up and testing $700 as its top, because like It's going to be
Unreal.
channel moving moves. But even if it goes back up and test 42 again, like, dude, I'm not selling a single share because like I know it's still going to test the other ones. It's like that's just the up starting, like, and they're going to try and psych it out like, oh, I can see it $40, everyone 40x their $1 investment if they buy it, and try and pin the price there. But like they tried that in 2021 and it didn't work. It's not working. They had to take the buy button off because that didn't work.
So this one was really interesting. This was from a few days ago when Peter Hahn commented like this bar chart, like put out this post like, oh my God, it showed like AMC apes are in shambles. This is a new all-time low. And I really feel like the AMC community has been like there's not a huge like hype crowd. Like it's like kind of lame to support AMC publicly these days or something, only some people do, but like it's cooler to bash, and everyone's bashing, but like look at the price. But look at this, for example, when Peter Hahn said like, tell me why 90% of it's trading in dark pools, then his post got locked. The comments got locked, even him himself.
Yeah, it's not because he said the truth. Like he said, we may never know because the SEC can't or won't do their job. And we just had Gary Gensler step out where he was covering for the whole SEC's crap, and like he even went on like Mad Money with I forget his name, Jim Cramer,
right?
And like they were just like, well, he had Jim Cramer on and they were discussing like the market, and they were just talking about how a joke GameStop is about, like, and
find a new joke. How is it a joke? That doesn't even make sense anymore.
Yeah, I'm not gonna copy him, but he was literally like jerking off the air like about it. Yeah, and it's like it became a meme because and then he steps down, and then the new person who was supposed to replace
Gary Gensler was jerking off, not even Kramer.
That's what I'm saying, and like they just they don't respect anybody, and like so.
Dude, what in the world, you weirdos?
The new SEC person who was supposed to take his place like saw all the data on the table and was like, yeah, I'm not fucking doing this job. See y'all. And like didn't take the position. He just stepped down and left. So it's just open seat now. Like there's just no oversight. And he says the SEC can't or won't do their job because it was probably her job to sit there and look at all that fraud and then sell it to everybody. And she was like, dude, I'm not fucking doing that.
Wow.
Like, yeah, nah, it stinks.
Okay, so here is Adam's tweet yesterday, which I just think that the image is a little bit like, all right, Taylor Swift, why is that your picture? But sex sells, we all know. But do you want to talk about anything here?
Okay, so there's a partnership with AMC and Taylor Swift through the promotion side, where like she had like private tour privileges through the theater, and it was a big public partnership, and it's good because it like showed AMC's narrative alignment with like creatives in the future. And while Taylor Swift is like one of the forces of music right now, like kind of like P. Diddy or whatever, and like amongst like dying record labels and like a hostile. Well, a lot of record labels
they go in the same category in a few ways.
They won't sign bands unless like pretty much, dude, my band kind of got offered a record label one time where like the gist of it was like we already had our process down and we're having success enough to even get talking to the record label about it. You know what I mean? They were interested in something, but then like pretty much they wanted us to can our process and take out like $1 million loan and spend $1 million going to their studio. And then we're just on the hook because they develop our product now. And it's like, that's actually not a good deal when we already do it ourselves for free. So then they're like, oh, okay, well, no deal. Sorry, we're going to give it to the other guys. And then whatever dumb young kids just take that deal, end up getting on the hook for $1 million. The record company make money and they just shelve the band get no opportunity and they're screwed. And like, so now we got like P. Diddy, the scandal breaking open, and it was because like it was him and his friends only get a spot in the music. Otherwise, it's like you trying to market against them.
Right.
And so Taylor Swift had a similar position because she had like big money through her family. And then so she ended up getting sold as a property and bought out by the Carlyle Group like a while back. And she came out very vocal about it. And then this is some of the same people involved in like Boston Consulting Group and like these big hedge funds that plant officials and run rigged politics and sports and music. Like we got the Ticketmaster scandal where they just like paid fines for crimes again to get out of it.
Right.
Today we got
Resellers are a big thing too lately, like just scamming people. I've been seeing that a lot online.
well, if they set a precedent like we can scalp tickets and
Right.
sell them, then we can scalp the scalp tickets and sell them. Like, and that's,
Right.
like then
This
you
crazy
got
world we're living in right now. It's like
$1,000 Taylor Swift tickets that
we
doesn't
need a
even
revolution.
It's like, give me a break. Who's buying those? But
Right. Right.
and it's just bad for music in general and sports and everything. Because like if it's like, oh, if the capitalist can't have his way with the sports team, he's just going to run into the ground. Like, why are we
Fans can't even afford to see.
play? So then this screenshot on the top is Taylor Swift like still actively fighting the Carlyle Group amongst like other things. It showcased the private equities like intentions and like amongst Ticketmaster, and it's the monopoly that they're controlling and they're not going to let up. They're just going to keep paying fines for crimes to like let stuff be perpetually bad. And that's bad for artists because now it's been so long that all these record labels just got away with shelving good artists and only taking idiots who will take it. And now
that was great.
Financial hole, the whole music industry. There's no anything happening anywhere. And COVID just shut down the rest of live opportunity. Like what I'm supposed to go book my band when all venues are shut down because they're gay. Like it doesn't make any sense. Like the whole narrative's got crisscrossed in the 2021 shit show where money can never recover like through certain mechanisms. So now AMC is promoting with Taylor Swift, and it's a good thing because if AMC is about to open up promotions with deals for artists who can just like, oh, I wrote an album, I'm going to just send it to AMC and they can just play it in their movies. It's like, that's good for me because the new front of music, it's now MTV. MTV dies. So like this is going to be the kind of marketing that comes out of it. And this is going to be like post meme culture after like Squeeze stuff. Cause like a lot of the people involved in AMC are the people doing this kind of stuff. Like I'm in a band and I end up a stock trader now, but
right.
As
like I'm like making content.
My band work if I don't get rich because the money's not there now. I wasn't going to go get a college degree for music because I can already learn that on YouTube. And so like if everything becoming so capitalist money based, it's like that's the only answer out until like now we're going to get a stock squeeze and when apes take over. Now I'll definitely probably have a partnership with AMC since I own a lot of the company and like
that's my goal too, partner with these companies.
But also AMC will have that reputation at that point because
it's so cool. I mean that's what I'm saying. The future's so freaking cool and exciting.
Whatever it becomes, because like while GameStop's actually like positioning itself as a holding company, like AMC dabbled in crediting stuff, but really we're facing a big credit crunch right now as like the debt obligations hit the fan. So like the 300 times over leveraged banks giving us a credit score isn't going to sit well much longer. So then everything.
True. Okay, wait, quick question. So we have 5 minutes till earnings reports are dropped. I want to skip over my analogies because that was kind of like, give me a break. I need to rethink them through more. So do you want to cut ahead to another slide really quick, or you want to start preparing the do you want to try and just talk a bit before the earnings reports about what you expect and stuff? And also I'm going to run to the restroom really quick. So what should we do for the next 5 minutes? I'll just be gone this, a minute or two.
There's a few let's just from where we're at. Oh yeah, go back. Sorry, I was looking at my own.
You want to talk about this one?
We'll just brief these. Okay, so Pam Bondi.
I'll be right back. You can talk.
Okay, cool. Yeah, Pam Bondi pretty much she was on trial and taking questions about like Epstein related stuff, which is like a socio-political front. And then she kind of just kept repeating the Dow hit 50,000. And that ended up like becoming a meme out of this meeting because like she was like question dodging just to like make this point, but it wasn't. It's related, so it's like it's not direct question dodging. Like she was like dropping important information, like innuendo. Like if you look at when that meeting was and she said that, it's right before the S&P 500 started tanking, and it's down like 10% already. From like 7,000 where it like the administration was just bragging about it and it's like the strongest market ever. And then Pam Bondi going to come brag in a specific way. Like like, oh, there's massive amounts of mental illness and homeless people. How do we solve it? And she's like, okay, it's okay. The Dow hit 50,000. And it's like, well, if you're going to undermine issues with that statement, what are you actually saying? And it's less of the statement undermining the issues and more of a precedent statement. She's saying the Dow hit 50,000 and it's related to the problems that you're talking about. And like, oh, welcome back, Kelly. You'll have to just go review what I said on it. But yeah, I pretty much covered the meaning of this slide. You could go to the next one.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, this is just more like doomsday charting. It's just this one specifically pinned the Iraq war and then the Iran war as like, I think this is setting the channel. So like the graph's going to fall all the way back down to 2001's valuation through.
Wow,
like,
you really think so?
Mechanism through like Wyckoff channels and stuff.
Wow.
And it might like test that channel and fall farther or as like more collateral.
No way. I mean,
So
what in the world? That'd be the.
that's when you'll zoom
I've
out
heard people say it's going to be like 2008 on crack. Like
that's when you zoom out to the 1500-year one where it's the same doomsday graph, but the drop's just even bigger. It's gonna go back to like 1929 because like that's when they were like really mismanaging long-term money infrastructure. Because once they created the Fed, like it just went off the chain, and that was 10 years later, or 15 years later. 1913, I think, was the Fed, but 1929 was like when the first market crash happened, and they retethered all their own assets to win. And then that's when the first banking leverage existed in the Fed system with the current US dollar. So like it's just compounded since then in their favor. You can keep moving forward. We'll try and hit these slides real quick.
Okay. And then we need to figure out where to find the earnings report.
Oh, wait. Can you go back like 5 slides to one of your questions? That one.
One of these?
I put an image on it to go over.
Oh, yeah, this one.
Yeah, it's just, okay, so baskets, we talked about GameStop and AMC splitting the basket up. It just, that image is like of, if you ever seen the movie Gladiator, it's like old warfare torture. Like they would just tie all your limbs to horses and then like shoot a gun so the horses run in different directions and it would just rip all their limbs off. And it's like, that's what this basket, kind of stress this basket's under with all these meme stocks, because like if forces are going the opposite direction so hard, it's just going to shred the basket. It's going to rip the basket's limbs off. And like, that's what they're doing to like their administration. So like, as they try to policy their way out of this, it's like him begging for his life before the horses rip his limbs off. Like it just, that's it. He already tied to the horses and they tied themselves up. So like, I just wanted to run that analogy. You can move back forward to.
Okay. This
is credit. This is where the credit crunch is. So this is some data talking
This is
about.
insane. This one's insane where they're saying like, this is them like defaulting, putting off paying for credits. It's like they're delaying them and no, this extending and pretending. It's being
and this
deferred.
is literal banking credit.
All of this stuff is happening right now. It's like wild.
And this is their leverage collapsing because they're like, oh, we're credible because we have 39 trillion in US debt. So your business loan is subject to our terms until like it's not now, because like private credit downgrades, like all these big institutions who've been doing this for a long time. Now people are like, yeah, we're not going to do business with them because they suck. And then they get lower and lower ratings and it goes faster and faster up because like just less and less business force them to move their hand even harder while we're not using them even harder. So like it just, the credit crunch is going to bleed directly into housing. And so go to the next slide. Oh, okay. I do housing, but I think it's in like a slide or two. So this one,
Wait,
I don't know. That one got zoomed in.
Here's your housing one.
Cut up. No, this one's not housing. This one is
Well,
more
it says housing.
tickets, inflation, and
Okay, I'll go back.
wait. Let's see. Housing is going to be.
I don't know. Now I'm like, sorry, you guys, that we like scroll through. That's it. That's it. Oh, this is like, that's it. That's everything. This one's pretty amazing. By the way, Michael Burry saying if Brian Cohen has GameStop do anything with BBBY, I'm out. And now he deleted his thing. Like, that's one way to be out, by the way.
Oh, right. I hear
This
you.
is pretty wild.
Out, and then now it might be something to do with BBBY.
Right?
Okay.
That's housing.
Go to the slide. Go to slide 43.
I don't see the numbers. Just tell me.
It's the one with the big yellow graphs.
There we go.
Yes. Okay. So this happened a while back. It was with a company called Peloton and AMC. And I just wanted to show this was during the same time period. But if you look, the price of Peloton is the blue on the left. And it
Okay. Peloton, the bicycle, right?
Actually, I think it's like
Something different.
it's a company. You can look up.
It's not spelled the same way, so yeah, probably it's not. Okay. Sorry.
It's just the stock graph goes down, the blue, and then you can see the yellow, like it goes down following the blue. Like you see what I mean? Like go to your mouse and hover over the top point on Peloton, or the yellow. No, the yellow top point. Yes. Okay. So that is how many people are holding shares.
Okay. Dude, look at this. And then people get let go and the price goes down, but everyone's still holding AMC.
Nobody sold AMC and the price still went down. Like that's
I love those charts and how much they don't line up.
Yeah, and it just the evidence is everywhere. And now I've unleveraged every single leverage they're using through it's either this or the MACD doesn't make sense, or the short interest don't make sense, or the whatever one they're using, that part doesn't make sense.
What kind of data are they using right now to teach like
another one that part doesn't make sense? And now we've mapped out this whole thing because it's been like 5+ years and they had to like reuse these leverages, and we can see every time they do it and why. And now it's like, oh, like we've eliminated things you can and can't do based on what you've done and like where you can go next. And now it's like they're definitely backed into a corner because like these leverages have all been exhausted, and then the statistics are just even stronger now.
I mean, could you imagine being a financial student and being like, look at this. This doesn't make sense, teacher. Like, didn't you just say blah, blah? Like, look at AMC.
The schools will probably teach it in a way where it's like, view this picture and explain why AMC is bad. Like, and then they're all just explaining why AMC is bad, not like they're just blindly doing what it says, not like thinking outside the box.
Keyword of the year.
Right. And then the students that think outside the box are just going to get like sent to Camp America for their own good. Like, while like the rest of the students like get A's for like saying why AMC is bad. It's like, that's how gross these narratives are that they run. And they run them through schools and buy out politicians and executives. And like, you think they're not doing that? It's like, that's why it's like public school gets so much hate lately, because like it's narrative based. It's not education based. They didn't teach slavery as banks taking over, which is what it was. They taught it as like white people whipping black people so they can just like create division immediately if they need to, because it's rooted in everybody. And so like this isn't just one leverage that they're using, but look how boldly blatant that is. Like, I remember seeing this and it's just like, damn, Peloton crashed and AMC crashed, and it's just not supply and demand. This is not supply and demand. To see this, it just shows we're getting shit on. And that's why we hold this company, because it's like, this is bullshit. I should be able to like own this and retire because I own it. And it's valuable, but then what is value is not really valuable right now, but that's not permanent. It's a temporary. So it's like, that's why we're looking at a violent switch here. Not like, it's not gonna be like, oh, AMC starts going up a little bit. It's gonna like melt faces because it's just gonna like rip a hole in bank somewhere. And it shouldn't be this violent of nature. But okay, so we can still run more slides, but what were you talking about? GameStop going to drop some news?
Yeah, they're dropping at 1 o'clock. They just did it right now. Here we go. I've been kind of refreshing in the back. Hold on. I gotta get the right page on. Okay, so they have just now dropped their annual report. Let's pull it up. I am not a person that understands annual reports very well.
Okay, I will.
Should we open the document or open the filing? Oh, I have it on the wrong. I don't think I'm even sharing it yet. Should we open the document or open the filing? Document?
Open the document first.
All right. Here we go. Oops. Here we go. Whoa!
Okay, scroll down. Let's see some numbers.
All right. I'm so excited. I'm glad you're here. This is so fun and exciting. Let's see. I'm like, are there any words? Mr. Cohen, Ryan Cohen.
You should have like a summary page. Okay.
Locations. Which one has Florida has 106. Tennessee. Oh, Texas has 107. Blah, 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 blah. Let's get to the numbers, people. Let's get to the numbers.
That's important because they've been doing store closures on their non-profitable stores. So actually, as this number gets smaller, it's reflecting a healthier company. They shed off all the excess stores and obligations that would come with them and the minimal profits. And so
right.
actually, if this company is becoming a holding company, and then that's where
Hawaii has 8, by the way.
If they would go open more stores at this point,
even Alaska, yeah,
probably be through partnerships.
Cool.
This is where they would
inside
be
of AMC's.
They might open like 100 stores in AMC
or
theaters.
Airports.
Or airports, or like just something like whatever kind of partnerships they would line up. But with the
North
scale,
Carolina has more than New York, by the way.
The government might step in and force GameStop to like do partnerships everywhere. So all of a sudden, when the price explodes, they're like, "Oh yeah, well, it's everybody's partner now." Like as they spread their risk that way. So like I don't know what we can.
4,000 full-time salaried and hourly is between 11. Okay, let's get to the numbers. Sorry, I don't mean to cut you off because what you're saying.
Yeah, you're good.
Look
I
at all
just
these
want to
pages.
like,
they build up the anticipation, don't
I want
they?
to see revenues and if they just beat expectations. But okay,
Oh,
go back to the.
What are they talking about? Short squeezes. Why do they have the word short squeeze in here as the first thing? Okay.
Well,
probably they have to do it, but I'm like, by the way, you didn't need to put it first, did you? Okay, here we go. Whoa. Leases expiring. They're going to have 1,000 leases expiring and 1,000 leases expiring.
Yeah, but they can renew some of these.
Or might not. Or they might not.
True,
right?
True.
I mean, that's a lot of room to make money here is 1,000 are expiring. So they might, it's pretty cool.
Right. They have a short-term leases.
What's this beautiful graph? What's this? They're comparing it with the S&P and the Dow. Look at Jimmy's trending down while everything else is trending up.
Well, that's just reflective of its sideways trading.
Right?
No, it's good for GameStop to post this because then over time when GameStop's even stronger and it's like, look, we're even stronger and we're just still doing worse than the S&P 500. Like, and it just sets that precedent over time. Like,
let's see the growth of collectibles. They raised $4.2 billion. Okay. Let's see store count. Oh, they closed 700. They closed 998 stores.
They've been closing a lot of stores. Right. So they're 2 years away from like closing every store if they keep that speed. Like they're just gonna like have every store closed. But I don't think they're gonna do that extreme. They'll keep some flagship stores, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. Now. Yeah, they went from 2,000 to 1,500 in US. Yeah. Wow. Yeah. And they closed 3 in Europe. Oh, that's kind of sweet. Seems like Europe, they really matter.
But actually, to scale, that's way less than they did in the US. They closed like 25% of their US stores.
Like they closed like 30% of the stores in the US.
Yeah, and like no stores in Europe, and pretty much.
1%.
That's why the company's going to keep some their stores that are profitable. So I don't think they're just going to like close all their stores, but they're trimming.
And they closed all their Canadian stores? I almost spit out my drink. What? Isn't that because they changed?
Yeah, they talked about that too. They just like pulled out of Canada. But
I didn't know that.
They might know some stuff that might be coming up with like, I mean, United States just took over like Cuba and Venezuela and Greenland. And like, I think there's some Canadian stuff going on. So I'm not exactly sure on like, because there was some trade agreement and tax things going on there too. So like, we're just going to have to wait and let that play out some more. But I don't think it's good to like, I wouldn't associate my company in Canada right now either. And just like their leadership, it's a joke. Like literally their prime minister is like dating Katy Perry. Like it's just hilarious. And they have like media every day.
No way. Katy Perry's married to Orlando Bloom. They broke up?
Yeah. It's
okay.
Probably like
we'll look into that later.
It's some political stuff. It's
their
like,
gross profit increased a tiny bit since last year. It's up 7.4%. I know that like That's like a 741 thing. What kind of stuff do you see here?
I see that they made good money on collectibles.
Dude.
Collectibles is where they did good work.
Oh, here, you're looking at the collectibles.
Yeah, and their change over net sales from 2024 to 2025 is up 342 million. It's up 50%. So while software and hardware and accessories are down, collectibles pretty much saved their revenue to make it almost a bottom line, but they're making money on interest on their cash position. So like GME is definitely still profitable. It's good. And so the collectible business growth.
Oh yeah, look at like last year they didn't make.
The next one will be profitable. So this is good. And then that's going to be a nature of some of their holding value, like as a holding company, when they have valuable collectibles that are actually in the profit for growth, like it's just going to like set the precedent for their holding company. So I want to see if they did it, if they announce any acquisitions or mergers.
Oh my god, I'm gonna barf. I didn't know that would be in here. I'm sure they. I'm sure they didn't.
Would be in here.
I don't know. Okay, well, just read through. It says like gross profit increase. Their gross profit increased 7.4%. That's what I'm saying. Like that's 7.4. Can't like.
This is gonna be. This document is gonna be something like the internet is digesting for a day before like all the details come out, because people are gonna run this through their AI and ask questions about the whole information from it, and like. So hopefully
their expenses decreased. Look at their expenses decreased 20%. Dude, they're always decreasing expenses.
No, that's what returning to profitability looks like. Well,
how? Like they already cut them down 99% recently.
You got to go back to my slide and look at the AutoZone slide, because they're just increasing expenses and running on debt deficits and taking bailouts to run what they're running against what meme stocks are. Like it's just hilarious, and that they want the system to survive. That's doing this. It blows my mind, because let me find that slide.
Okay, and
It says AutoZone. Their debt is approximately $12 billion.
What slide is it on? Or no?
Slide 42.
Oh yeah, and sorry, it's a little bit like non-full screen, but it's a little complicated.
No, you're good. So yeah, they have their debt is greater than AMC. Their cash equivalent is less than AMC. Look, they have $22 billion in total liabilities. They have negative debt to equity. And they consistently use debt to finance share buybacks, which results in negative equity positions on their balance sheet. So this company has the ugliest balance sheet anyone's ever seen, and the stock price is at all-time highs, 47,000% up. While AMC is like recovering from a COVID temporary, and since there's debt on its book, it's just worth nothing. But the logic is not there. I bet this company gets completely liquidated when AMC pops. And because of the nature of its financial structure. And while AutoZone is important, they're not profitable. Like, I don't know what's going on here or what in the sustainability is expected of like a future where this is what's supported in the stock market versus like, that's why the meme stocks are going to like kick these banks in the teeth, because there's no reason the auto industry should collapse because movie theaters are cool. Like it just be a fucking thing. And then here I am looking at idiosyncratic risk in the flesh at AutoZone. It's like, it's just going to double in price from here?
Right.
Take $50 more billion in debt. If ANC
stock prices don't make sense. They like literally don't make sense.
Right. That's why there's two stock markets now in the same stock market. It's like, it's going to be a colliding alternate reality until.
One question would be like, do you think there's any stock that is actually accurate right now? No, it's a K shape.
Yeah, because where there's like fallacies downward, equally heavy ones are upward. So they're everywhere. The whole market is skewed so hard that it's like not a market now.
So they added on all the Bitcoin, cash and cash equivalents. Okay, look at this. We're only freaking halfway through this. All these papers. What else would we look at in here? Should I like? I don't know. What were people expecting? And like, wasn't there like expectations? Did they beat expectations? Did they?
All right, there's lots of GameStop posts already on Reddit. Net sales 1.1 billion for the quarter. Pretty good. They're between $4 and $5 billion revenue per year, which is about what AMC moves.
Okay, I feel like
net income was 128 million for that quarter, so it's good. They were positive. I'm looking for merger details on Reddit real quick, but I don't know if any of those would come with that kind of an announcement.
Only merger is said once. It's only said once in this entire thing. So no, it doesn't seem like it. And the word partnership, the power packs, partner, weather, natural disasters. No, I don't think there's many big major news in this one.
Oh,
But
okay.
it's
So
probably snuck in there. Okay, I'm going to stop sharing for a
also,
minute.
there's another slide. If you'll go forward 2 slides to 44.
Okay.
From the AutoZone one. Yeah, that one.
Sure. I mean, the what does the earnings report say? Is it good? Would you say it's pretty good news? I mean, they're doing better than last year.
Oh yeah, no, it's good news. If it's about survivability and we have profit, it's just good news. Yeah, it's good news. And with mergers on the table, it's just more good news. So
slow and steady.
This was yesterday at the end of the market, and then there's a lot of companies that do this.
Whoa! What the heck?
I just pulled Apple and Amazon real quick because they're like easy. These companies do this every day. After hours is just like this. So look, all day the volume doesn't exist.
Stupid.
And then look at these massive volume bars at the end, just to make the volume near the average volume.
Devin, I'm cracking up. I'm like, dude, you're gonna end up freaking having some major financial job in the future. I'm just realizing this.
No, I won't need one. This is the job.
The world needs you.
That I'm being here now. So that whatever happens, but
the world needs you to like regulate this stuff because you understand it better than like 99% of anybody. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I just don't. Maybe I just got lucky to be here. But I'm like, I'm pretty sure most people don't understand this.
It's not just me. It's like everyone who's buying GameStop understands this enough to be doing something about it. So like,
yeah, me too. But I don't understand freaking this stuff. Like, how is this getting by? How is this stuff happening all the time? And you're discovering it.
I mean, I don't know.
I'm not trying to,
This is information that everyone can see. Like, it's hard to say I'm discovering it when it just like I've been watching this for years. Like, I have a whole post on after hour arbitrage and like, but I just look at the volume and how they're creating the volume narrative. So that no one bought these stocks all day, and then they needed its average volume so that it's a green day, and whatever swaps they're running. You look at high volume bars on Amazon and then spikes down, and high volume bars on Apple and spikes up. It's like a complete swap where they're not only probably scaling arbitrage for profit any longer, but mitigating risk. If they're passing around the same 100 billion cash government bailout hot potato between 10 big tech companies that are all this over leveraged and swapped together, then they don't care if they lose like $1 million on the interest for the day. They're going to make the swap so that their leverages are like regulatory friendly for however time period until the next swap. And so they're having to do this every day now. And it's like all of the big companies, like not just these two. It's like, and then you'll see like zombie stocks fly up and down like 5,000% as they're like use this like collateral against baskets that these companies are in. That because like you can look at the nature of a lot of the baskets, and like some of the baskets are full of tech companies and some of them are full of like old dead zombie stocks specifically, so that they can be tethered together specific ways. Like, and then so like you got silver and a bunch of these things, and you got
this whole system only works like as long as nothing crazy happens to throw it off. But the whole entire system is betting on AMC and GameStop staying suppressed, which I said like literally sounds like a crazy person to say.
Right.
Like, that's the way this works. Like infinite risk.
Okay, there is
It's just unbelievable.
a couple
Unforgivable.
more slides.
Remember that YouTube video, Unforgivable? By the way, remember on the first episode when I kept saying, what about GameStop? I figured out what movie it was. It was Zoolander. When they're like, he's like, do you remember that movie when they're in the graveyard? And then they're like, Derek, you're an assassin. And he's like, but why male models? And then he explains all this stuff about like why male models, like they're in peak physical shape. They get to go to all these secret things. And then he's done with his speech. And then he's like, but why male models? And then actually I looked into it too. It turns out he actually forgot his line. So that's why he repeated it. And he's like, Derek, I just told you. And that's how I feel when I talk to you. Cause I'm like Derek Zoolander and you're like you're like the hand model who
Well, it's hard to talk about this stuff too, because like the nature of the rabbit hole. Say I've jumped in the rabbit hole and made it all the way to the bottom. Well, like along the way, there were different caverns to go in. And then so I went down all of them, all the way down. So then, but when I
4 years ago
and stick my head out the hole and I'm like, hey, it's deep in here.
Yeah.
And then they're like, well, and then they try and jump straight down and land in one of the caverns. So I have to go explain that whole cavern as part of the hole they're in.
That's what I'm saying. You've already been doing this for 4 years. It's like,
yeah, you can't just explain this in like less than a long time because it takes like hours and hours of like cross-referencing all this stuff because it's so deep.
That's what I was going to say too is next week I can't meet at the same time, but I think the next time we have a call, we shouldn't have a time limit on it.
Okay, I hear you. We'll like try and get through what we couldn't cover. I'm looking
Yeah,
for this.
no, I mean, like, I don't know, like, because I feel like 3 hours still is never enough, and we can hardly get through anything. So maybe next time we just will. I'll try to clear up the whole day, and then we'll just get.
If you still have a minute.
Yeah. I still have like 20 minutes.
Go to slide 35.
Which direction?
It's the one after the credit crunch slide with the big red bars. Oh yeah, right there.
This one? Okay.
Yeah. It cut off the top a little bit, I guess, but it's talking about BlackRock, Blackstone, and JP Morgan limited private credit fund redemptions. And this was like in the last week.
What does that even mean?
It means like if people with good credit go to the bank and they're like, I have good credit, I want to take out my money. And they're like, oh, guess what? We're not honoring credit anymore. Your money's stuck.
Whoa.
It says the credit crunch is real time. Like they're not going to let withdraw. They're not going to let a bank run happen. Like they're preventing bank runs by shutting off the withdrawal button. Like, you know what I mean?
Well, you can't get your money back?
You can't get your money back. But it's a credit-based fund.
That's why I'm keeping all my investments in Pokemon cards in the future. Just kidding.
You can fast forward to 3 slides. Yes. Okay. So this is where like.
What do you mean this stupid AFC only needs 35,000% to all time? That's like insane. Come on now. That sounds like
you saw AutoZone up 47,000%. Like, you know what I mean? So it's like
AutoZone. Like, give me a break.
Every
now and then it's like, well, look at Apple and look at like AMC. Of course, AMC isn't Apple, but it's like, well, look at AutoZone. AutoZone is the same thing as like they're both culturally the same. I mean, they both like have such a like equal impact on the world, pretty much. I mean,
all right, you remember at the beginning,
AutoZone isn't the only auto repair place.
I was talking about crude being tethered away from the S&P 500. And how Pam Bondi was saying like, oh, the Dow hit 50,000, the Dow hit 50,000. She was calling the top, bro. Like they were talking about, oh, she's dodging questions. No, she's just emphasizing no matter what questions y'all ask, the Dow hit 50,000 is the most precedent information that's going to happen in this meeting. So she just said it over and over when they're trying to grill her on Epstein questions. But she's like, look, they're like, why is pedophilia allowed? And she's like, look, the Dow hit 50,000. And it's because like, well, if the Dow hit 50,000, it's probably related to the pedophilia question, like as the whole market started to get liquidated. And then we have inverse global Dow and Brent crude spot price, and we just watched them flip the oil swap in the options market. So probably Brent crude's going to come down to follow the Dow down as that flip happened.
Wow.
And then they're going to keep trying to pump the Dow down instead of let it just completely collapse as their big players exit. But at the same time, we have look, the housing market is not only is the number of sellers less, but the number of buyers is less too. So it's like the assets are just sitting, whether you're holding a house or selling it or not selling it, or it's your extra house or you're living in it or whatever. And this is paralleling now the Brent crude flip, because if both are going to turn down, they both pull the S&P 500 in the same way. So we're looking at people reacting with extreme fear after the credit crunch just happened, and it's still happening. You just saw the biggest institutions, JP Morgan, BlackRock, and their subsidiaries won't even let people withdraw while the housing market can't even move. So even if they wanted to withdraw money to move the housing market, they can't. So not only is it limited by the actual economy getting in lockstep, but then now fiat is in lockstep in a different manner.
I'm okay, wait a minute. Two things to say, and that are a little bit. I'm number one, you're Goodwill Hunting. To go back to, you're gonna have some sort of good genius job. You're Goodwill Hunting. I'm Devin, go save freaking our economy, and you're oh no, I'm taking it easy. I'm sure you won't. You will and you won't. But what do you think the future holds? Looking at this right now at this moment in time, looking at these graphs, looking at the housing market, everything. What do you think the future holds here?
Well, I'm really optimistic because I think when things like GameStop and AMC cause a broader revaluation, I'm gonna be able to go finally buy a house in a market that has otherwise priced out my whole generation.
Right.
But
so I guess, what do you see for the future, not only for you, but what do you think is going to happen here?
Well, are you talking about the economy or what I'm going to do?
Yeah, the economy. And then I guess, what are you going to do?
Well, my mind jumps to cyberpunk, because if there's 8 billion people and maybe only 10 million know about these meme stocks and forces that to roll over or whatever, then that's 1 in 800 people or 1 in 8,000 people. So if that whole group goes to the moon or whatever, right? Say GameStop shares go to $1 million and we're all stupid rich. Well, that means for every one of us, there's 7,999 people that just missed that. And they're now stuck on the same planet as all the people who just got that, when now that is not on the table again. So it is going to be probably the facts are going to be on the table. The administration's going to collapse and some people are going to get blamed for this and whatever. But whether they tether a new currency or not, or revalue gold, or it's going to start the cycle over. So now GameStop are going to be the people with money, and we are going to be the people we hated because we have the money now. So it is going to be up to us to do better than the current people with money. But that's easier said than done. And I think while a lot of people will do the best to do the best with the opportunity as I'm describing it, it's inevitably going to roll into the next time this happens, where the roots of evil win again. And it's going to, a lot of the money is going to get squandered back into the hands of narcissists who can regain their footing and do this in the next level, the next generation's version of this. And it's inevitable. And while if we put AMC and GameStop on a tokenized blockchain, it's just going to be the tokenized blockchain version of this. Like they're always going to build a back door, and it's always going to be stupid. And it's up to us to stay vigilant and teach our families where we hand the money down, where the money came from and why and how, and to not be a certain way about it. And then, but that's hard to do because it's like they're their own people. And then once they inherit money that they don't know where it came from and they have the power of that money, it doesn't exactly line up. And it's unfortunate as a fallacy of humanity. And while I'm optimistic about a good future that's coming for people like me and you, I'm still weary of like the broader implications. Like people will be like, oh, we're going to save the world with GameStop. And it's just, while this is a unique setup, it's nothing that hasn't happened before. So like, and it is going to change the world by giving a new group power, but it won't necessarily mean good things just because
Guaranteed.
Of that. It's going to take our continued effort to be the best version of what we can.
Right.
And then, so like, and I don't have faith in humanity like that, at least not what I've seen in this time period we're in, but like the worst have been coming out lately. So I'm optimistic we could be better than we are.
Yeah.
We just know like psychologically, you don't just like rewrite how humans deal with things. And then like, we always deal with it in toxic ways, like according to history. So like, we're bound to just like kind of repeat some of the things. And like, while I'm not preaching doom and gloom, I'm super optimistic and I'm going to be doing the best about it that I can. But it's like, if we don't consider that as like the real front this is going to go into, it's like all the people currently in power, like I doubt Bill Gates, he was already born rich. So it's, for his case, it's like he already had money. So he never had to like understand where it came from. So he started on the front, like, I can just have power. It wasn't like where it came from and I'm going to do responsible things. It was like, and it's so like a lot of the billionaires currently have that because we're in late stage capitalism where like, it wasn't like since the 70s, it hasn't been like build your own company and you can make it. It's like whoever already had a company in the 70s is making it really hard now. And
it's
like,
true. I mean, it's really hard. I'm trying as hard as I can to become successful on my own. And it's like,
yeah. And it's just as like new generations step in, that means the last 50 years, that's like Gen Z, millennials, and Gen X or whatever. Like there's like 3 or 4 generations who all just are like, yes, old person, to the dinosaur politicians who bought everything and then they have dementia and they like, so now it's like, at what point does the 30-year-old stop saying yes to every single thing the 80-year-old with dementia in the bed dying says to do? Like, because someone just starts saying shit.
I mean, I think of like the freaking financial industry and them like all thinking that everything they're being taught is pure and accurate and blah, blah.
And now we have
like,
completely diverse statistics and they're like, just ride the wave, buy Bitcoin. And it's like, that sounds like dementia to me.
Yeah. Okay. I think we're doing great. We're doing great. This AMCS twice many. Oh, we talked about this last time. I feel like we're getting through this. Oh, what in the world? We're almost through the whole slide show.
Yeah, that's good. We can hit like related stuff. Like there's a lot more on like, I have some other links on one of these.
Well, I'm like, we don't have too much time left. So, but go ahead and what you're going to say. This is something you sent me.
It's just, I don't want to dive into like housing market specifics. Cause like once you go in that bubble, you can like break down the whole housing.
There's a lot of rooms.
So the original thesis that I did, where that chart that we talked about in episode 1, that kind of all these conversations, pretty much now leading to where we're at now, we have prefaced the scope. So now we can go in that chart and like look at all the pins and where everything lines up and who's associated with who and like what is connected to who and their institutions. It's like that chart I made, you know, that Bill Gates web. I did one for like it's like the broader government and then like all the companies. So like that's how that web works. It's gonna like show like all kinds of connections through like different associations and charity groups, but not as like individual owners. So like it doesn't pin Bill Gates to his charity on my analysis chart, but it pins like billionaires in general to charities. And then so if you're like looking for mechanisms that and breaking down which arbitrage causes which side effects and the companies and like breaking down leverages and then policies and then who's in control and where they came from and who they associate with and the time frame of all of these, like where things overlap, you can eliminate like all coincidences where it's not like conspiracy anymore. And then like this is the environment that we're in right now. Like we had just been describing the market for these 3 episodes, and it's like they say the market can remain irrational longer than you can maintain solvency. And apes kind of like took that and they're like, try us.
Right.
And now
Right.
be solvent forever. And then we'll see how long irrationality can go for. And then so it's going to just seem super extreme until it just corrects. And then since we understand that, we're just going to be the ludicrous of humanity until we're the heroes. And it's going to be like a switch because all of a sudden it's like, oh, that idiot's buying AMC and the media's bashing him. 5 years later, wow, that guy's still buying AMC. What a fucking idiot. And then, oh, bam, it happens. And they're like, oh, shit. Because like they just missed it. And they know what it means for us who didn't miss it. And that's where it's going to be like way more people that miss it than people who did. So we're going to have to like protect our assets and like be careful at first, because it's not like people are going to see you, say you buy thousands of AMC and GameStop and you make it rich. They're not going to be like, oh, yes, the world's better now. We're happy for you. No, they're going to just be selfish and hate you. So it's going to be like not ideal psychology happening even for apes. Like they're just going to be jealous and not appreciate it. No matter what we do, we could donate it to their favorite charity, and then they're mad because they didn't get to have that and donate it to their favorite charity. And it's like hindsight's a bitch, but they didn't learn what it took beforehand and they were the ridiculers, and they just want to, they're the people who go with the flow. We're talking about the sheep people now. And yeah, the flow is just going to become when banks collapse and they're like, oh, it's all GameStop people's faults. We hate them. And then the sheep are going to be like, yeah, we hate them too because we do make money. So everyone's just going to hate us still, like probably. And I'm fine with that because I won't have to have a day job anymore or whatever. But I'm going to do good things and strive for the best life. But as a musician, I'm definitely going to pursue that. But me making good music is giving back in my way that I wanted to anyway, which was the original plan. I didn't ask for this opportunity to come make a bunch of money and then go back to music. It just became plan only when I saw how rigged music was. So, and there's a lot of people like me in their own industry. So like as every industry gets bottlenecked by stupid crap, then we all end up in the same place in the stock market asking the same questions. Like, how come I can't do music? And then the plumber's like, yeah, I can't even fix toilets either because no one can afford it. And then it's all of a sudden we had the same enemy because like, it is the same enemy of like the web has caught back up to itself where trickle down economics have been stuck up to the top so hard there's like nothing left to suck up, but then the system demands even more suck up to maintain. So like it's about to like the snake will eat itself, the Ouroboros thing or whatever, but that had to do with like the actual cycles like revolving into themselves. So jumping through this chart, the yellow words and how they associate with each other and like where they are, and the red words are going to be like some of the bigger webs here. And then the red one, it's kind of like centered on companies and their behaviors. And then the yellow ones is more like governments and their connection to the companies where it will like have their behaviors influenced also. So if you look in like the red ones, I have like market cycles, review platforms, blackmail, tethering kind of stuff. But then the yellow words, I'll have like violence, assassinations,
Trends, target.
attacks, like stuff like that. And then you can see where they sit. And if you see that I'm talking about yellow words, and then you see how I have this divided into like a purple box on the right, the yellow column, the big red box, and then the green and the orange over here on the side.
Yeah.
And there's yellow words all over every section of this thing. And there's red words all over every section of this thing. So it means like that risk is embedded everywhere. It's like all over in the hierarchy of society. It's all over in all corporate.
Right.
All over in governments. Like it's all over in social understandings. So it's like the propaganda has been so long. Like this is what reality looks like to be. Like this chart. And it's just a whole bunch of bad shit on this chart. It's not, I can't even be like, let me be a musician and like enjoy my free time because I know this shit's happening. So it's like, and it always will be. So it's like, I can go back and be a musician and deal with it, but I'm not about to be answering to this group giving me a credit score about it any longer. Like, and then that's where the revolution part comes in, because for these guys, they can't just be like, okay, you figured it out. It's fair game. No, they're like, no, we're going to just mandate insurance and force you to suck it. And it's like, no, now this is why revolution's happening, because like the system is going to overstep until someone puts the knife in the bottom of their foot when they're trying to step on you. Like they're always going to step on people because they get away with it until they don't. And then the GameStop comes in and, so I'm buying AMC because of like the larger company size and where I think there's more upside, even if there's slightly more risk involved. But it's easier to talk about GameStop to people. So like when I'm like trying to get my point across very quick, I'll just say like, buy GameStop before it's too late, because it's easier to say like, look, it's a holding company that's profitable, worth nothing in today's economy. And then almost everyone just gets it already, just at that. So that's the easiest way to just like say it real quick without talking about all this stuff. But if they ask like, why, then we can jump in anywhere here and start. But it's like we kind of hit most of the broader scope as far as like all the mechanisms that plug into this super cycle. So then we can go in and break down like anything on this chart and get as deep as it goes. But I think that is a good place to like stop episode 3 about it. And then we can like figure out what other parts would do. Because a lot of it now is knowing this and then staying current with current events and updates. And then, so that's where I'm at and why I still hold the company, because when I bought the companies a long time ago, they were positioned for growth and had positive sentiment. It was like, and they had like good reputations, and then none of that changed. And then it's just much more like fuck shit later, for lack of like a different vocabulary about it. But it just since it's got worse and more extreme, it's probably just going to get worse and worse and more extreme quickly, even quicker. Like the last 5 years were nothing compared to the next 5 years if they still try and trade this thing sideways longer, until it changes. And it's going to like be like that. Like, so not that MOASS happened in like one day, but it's like when AMC price starts running up or whatever, the media just gonna be silent about it, talk about other shit. And then 2 weeks later, it's just going to be at a different price as it just like ran up when no one was talking about it.
Right.
And then they'll put new narratives out like, oh, you know that entertainment company we told y'all to forget about? Well, it's actually okay now, as the price is like way different. Like after like they already leveraged a bunch of shit. Like probably when it goes up to $40 and gets stuck there before its next move up, because it's gonna like test that resistance for a minute. But sometimes like in the Tesla squeeze, there was no resistance testing. It just kept going past shit. So like that could happen too, especially if the government gets behind it. And like if GameStop becomes a technology company and the government monetizes it and then lets it squeeze, I don't know how I feel about the government getting involved, but it's like the point where they would buy out control from Ryan Cohen, but then the nature of the company is still already set in motion. And I don't think Ryan Cohen would give up the seat unless there was a mechanism in place already setting it in the motion it's in, like so that it couldn't be like a hostile takeover shutdown type thing, because they would already done that if they could. So probably the government want to get on GameStop team before they let this shit off the hook. That way banks take the hit, and then the governments can go pass sanctions against banks for taking the hit, especially if public agrees that it's the banks. Then the government's going to have more power to step on the banks about it. And then that's kind of what we want. And not that we want big government, but if the bank's been planning all these officials anyway, and one of the officials is like, no, you know what, let's just blow this shit up. That's kind of what Trump's doing. So like, it's kind of good. Because like, while the government would step on the banks, he's also like passed the better laws for no income taxes. And he does rational things. Like the first thing he did when he got back in was like make animal abuse illegal, which like should already been. It's just wild that it wasn't, but it's like his intentions are kind of shown through like some of his actions and stuff. And while the media will just talk shit and it will look a certain way for a while like a long-term play is playing out, I think he's ready to step on some of these banks. And a lot of the show that's been lately, like Iran and the taxes and that it's all like perfectly congruent with like GameStop withholding their information and like teasing mergers until whenever, as like, because it's when the Japanese carry trade started unwinding and now it's paused and it might like do another lever. It's like they're unwinding every sector like this. So it's kind of like if you've ever tuned a drum, there's like, it's a circle and there's like 10 pegs on it. And you can't just go in a circle and tune them all, because you'll tune one side too tight and it will like unlever the head. And then when you tune the other side or put a tire back on the car, same thing. Since it's like a circle, you have to put it like star shaped so it like makes the circle flat as you like put the whole thing down, and not just go in a circle, because then it's like going to be off center. So it's like I do a lot of real world analogies like the water pump and stuff like that, because like the market mechanics almost mimic these mechanics. Like the lever, that like the market pump lever literally got termed market pumping, because like when you pump an actual water pump and it forces water up because of an inverse force, it's the same thing in the market. It's just they use the term pump because it's like a direct from what it is in the real life. And then so like the market, you can kind of visualize as you like understand how these mechanisms all connect and then what each mechanism does. So if you understand each part of the market on its own thing, then all of a sudden that would
be really cool to look into, like what each part of the market does is its own thing. That might be something really into the future.
So you can go over on the graphic that's up. And in the bottom, the orange section, I listed like those are just like trading tools. Like that's it, but it's a whole part of their like force that they can like use to manipulate stuff. See, I have even code signals in red. It's like how they like communicate, like they'll do cells in blocks of 900 and it means something, or like Donald Trump will say a key word, something, and then they'll like, oh, that word was said, so now we're gonna go like flip the swap, and it's gonna cause this mechanism, and we're betting on that mechanism already.
Wow!
And then it'll just like waterfall into each other, or whatever the plays they have lined up that for insiders. And then so like the levels are getting worse and worse, because they used to be able to insider, like for example, like 9/11. Oh, we think airlines are going to collapse. We bet against it and win. And it was like a 2-level thing. But now it's like 10 levels, because they had to hide and hide and hide and hide and hide and re-leverage and hide until like, so now one bet had to go through 4 different ETFs and then get bypassed by the DTCC and then ignored by the SEC and then approved by Congress in an omnibus bill with a bunch of other shit in it, which have social cover stories, which then have to go to the House and get approved, which then had to get IPO'd as a new company. It's all fucked up. Like it's going to stay where the web gets stupider and stupider until it just doesn't work anymore. And that's where like there's key metrics that like show that this is kicking off. Like the fact that housing prices haven't collapsed yet when all inflation was going into housing for so long. And then now inflation's starting to spread everywhere and we see gas kind of breaking open. And so now you got all the sheep people that are about to feel the pain. And they've just been cheering on let AMC be nothing while gas prices were cheap. And then now, because of the same over leveraging that they're cheering on, is going to cause them to have to pay more for gas. And now it's a problem that they can't even comprehend because they already have taken the social stance against AMC. And that's why they're going to miss it. And then afterwards, if they don't smart up, then they're just going to be already signing their waiver to get fucked in the next banking takeover because they're just not going to figure it out if they ever do. And it's sad because there's going to be a lot of people who figure it out at that point when they miss it. It's kind of like in 2021 or whatever, I saw GameStop already going up a lot. So when I bought AMC on like January 28th, like I experienced real FOMO because I thought I missed out. And then like holding AMC for 4 months and then it ran up like 1,000%. And then it's like, oh, I didn't miss out. This is a fucking market-wide thing. It became not a GameStop thing. It became a market-wide thing because there's no reason that both companies should have touched $40 billion market cap and they got shut down.
Right.
Just that anomaly alone, it's like, sure, it's a video game company increasing value and a movie company increasing value. But they both get shut down at the same spot and then the media bashed both of them. And then the gayest company just went up a ton. It doesn't make any sense. And then it's like, not so much how, where it's been, but now we've kind of figured out how. And then the why is what's bad about it because if they are going to rig voting and an economy and whatever else to maintain stupidity and then lie to death about it, it's like, I can't think of another way to beat it other than violence. And then they're going to react a certain way to us holding GameStop and AMC where they're going to probably literally go drop some nukes somewhere in the Middle East. And that's violence that they're going to blame on our group. But it's really like them violently lashing out as like they lose. And I don't mean violence and like, we're not going to go like Luigi, a bunch of CEOs like that. It has already happened, it shows the extremity, but like, I would not be surprised if like a nuke goes off because they not only need a cover story to cover for $39 trillion of debt reorganizing, but they need the news focus on it and they need actual fallout problems so the news can stay focused on it so that they can keep cleaning that rug for like a good while. They need a big old problem to hit humanity. And like, while COVID might have been that, if you think
it
about
didn't work like quite like they thought.
Went down and then GameStop happened in the middle of it.
Right.
So COVID was that, then GameStop blew it up and now no one even believed the government to push a narrative now because COVID already happened. So they have a weak push on a new narrative anyway. And we're just going to lock down for COVID again when they're like, oh, COVID's back. Everyone just shut down again and shut up.
Now they're doing like energy lockdowns and stuff. But by the way, I need to go pretty soon. But there's like new lockdowns happening now.
Oh, yeah. They're doing like rolling blackouts in countries and like there's different. The problem is like a civil war in every country right now because like if all big banking took over big governments and planted officials everywhere, every country fighting the same enemy through its own country, kind of. It's like the weaponized from the top down, but like majority of the people see it now. So the fight is upwards, but then like they have all the money and all the tools and everything. So like, that's why it's never going to be poor people going and dropping a nuke. It's going to be like the powers that be protecting their own nukes with a nuke. That's the only time that ever comes out. And probably in World War II, when we were doing that, there was probably a real threat that either where we bombed Hiroshima, Nagasaki and Japan and stuff, it's like they did Pearl Harbor first. And then, so also like the bombs was a resolution to already violence, and then so like they blame kind of like the whole World War II on Hitler, but really it was the retethering of assets during the time with big money protecting itself, and it is the same thing again. So like if
follow the money.
Yeah,
and by the way, look at AMC. It's down after hours. I mean, GameStop after their good earnings report, it's down after hours. So nothing is real.
Yeah, I bet a fake company's up somewhere.
Oh my gosh. All right. Okay, I need to get going. I have a call here soon in like 3 minutes. But let's plan our next chat soon. I'll leave some music playing for everybody, and yeah, I mean, it was great to talk about all this. I don't even know what we're going to cover in the future. What do you think? What do you think we'll go over next?
Well, we only scratched the surface of most of this stuff, so we can discuss what might be meaningful information for everybody. But I mean, 3-hour long episodes is already a lot just to scratch the surface. So like, I think we did a good idea getting the point, like where we come from about it. But it's really like there's still a lot of things to connect that we didn't,
Cool.
and so that like. It gets into specifics, like which charities are like doing tokenization and like which officials are pushing for policy. So you have to get really into like specifics after we kind of scratch the surface like this to like start seeing the depth of a lot of these things.
Sounds so good. By the way, AMC's up after hours.
Yeah, so with AMC, it's going to hover around $1 right now.
Right.
If it's under $1 for a certain period of time,
Then we're in trouble.
it can get delisted, right? But now I think the fact that they had to do $200 million swaps and push this thing down 2 cents, it's like we're not in trouble because like they're really gonna have a hard time pushing this at $1 now, especially if we're gonna buy a lot of it at $1. Because like I want to buy more at $1 right now. I got to just wait for my money to transfer and settle though, so like hopefully it stays $1 for a few days. But I'll buy it at $1.10 or $1.20 or $1.30. I don't care. I'm going to definitely 1,000 more shares here immediately.
A win-win in that situation.
I was buying this in 2021 for what it would now look like. I paid $300 for one share.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I might as well just buy thousands and thousands right now for nothing. Then, if I still believe the same thing I did then, and I do. So averaging down doesn't just make sense. It
costs sense.
It's a blessing, dude. Like I did not think I would be able to get this many shares. And so like for me to really understand it and be this committed, it's great. But if I was like wavering in what I thought, I will probably not be buying right now and just still only holding. Or like if I was having harder times, I would still be holding, but I wouldn't be selling. It doesn't make sense. But if you look, since AMC volume has been dumping since like it was at like 130 for a while. And then I bought some and it dumped. But it's like since that dumping, the volume has been really high on the sell side. But I think they're putting the shares that were authorized for that dilution through on the lit market to force it look like a lot of sells, as that's actually Adam Aaron having success selling lots of shares in a very short period of time. So that's just more of the forget the dilution fear. This company is safe. Like
amazing. Okay, well, I've got to get going.
Base his statement on where he said like AMC is making a comeback because he can kind of see the fiscal strength at the bottom, even with a debt load. It's like they're doing the smart moves about it.
That was unreal. I still can't believe he said
that's the kind of investment.
So. Okay.
He is. So, all right, we'll see what happens as this.
All right, we'll be in touch. Thank you guys, everyone.
I'm optimistic more than ever, but I'll let you go.
Yeah. I know I gotta go. I wish I didn't have to. And thanks everyone for joining. Hope you guys learned something. And thank you, Devin. And we'll be back. All right, I'm gonna leave you guys with some music, and then I'm gonna jump on my call. See you guys.
I'll look for some clips of the episode today. I know you're gonna put up some clips of the episode today, so.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Keep an eye out for them.
Cool. All right. See ya. I'm going to jump on a call.
You say you want change. Where's your Cause these big vet corporate options bring everyone down. Down, 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 so down, down. You say you want change, you're distracted, relief. Your stock is up, make gains, yippee. But look up and realize the loss of your gain. Does that investment support the world you wanna see? Or is your change playing games? Stop, I hear complaints. Stop, it's clear to me how great this world could be. Let's make change, let's rearrange how we store spare dollars and change. Big vague corporate options bring everyone down. Down, 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 so down, 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 down. Wanna see a better world, changes in stores. Invest in what you like, spare ones you don't support. Change for you and change for the best. Jokers and doubters are put to the test, but soon they'll have to. With you and me, say thanks for singing songs about changing with change. Do research and search for change you wanna see, cause who save when your savings accumulate problems? Think about it, think about it. Let's make change, let's rearrange how we store spare dollars and change. Big vague corporate options bring everyone down. Down, 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 so down, da, 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 da. Go down, 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 so down, down. Save when your savings accumulate problems. Let's make change, rearrange how we store spare dollars and change, 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 change. Go down, 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 so down, down. Store your money, down, 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 so down, down. Store your money, store your money. Down, so down. So you change to change.
Let's talk a little bit about the stock market. Learn to play this game. Been there before. Cause you wanna talk the talk, wanna talk about the stock. Invest efficiently. You bought a stock, a share you like a lot. You believe in the future of this company. Woo! Stock holding, share owning. Share and care with shares financially. You're a share owner, stockholder. Money represents what you want to see.
Jump in,
Are you willing to lose?
game begins.
The price you choose.
Money in,
Wait and see. Keep score.
of what your trades can be.
Money goes in, buy a share.
That's a trade.
Money goes out, sell a share.
That's a trade.
Stockholder, share owning. Share and care with shares financially. You're a share owner, stockholder. Money represents what you want to see. Trades are not free. You buy it at a price too low, too high. Well, you gotta think twice. Or 3 times, 4 times, 5, 6, 7, 8. When you like a stock, research is great. Quarterly reports are your new best friends. 4 times a year, sharing information. Cut costs, things can change and rearrange. And prices won't always stay the same. Stockholder, shareholder. Goodness gracious, beholder. She's holding money in company she believes he's shareholder. Stock owning, good owning. Goodness gracious, behold him. He's using money to fund the value. Stockholder, shareholder. Goodness gracious, beholder. She's holding money in company believes he's shareholding, stock owning, goodness gracious, behold him. He's using money to money value.
Don't you know the GameStop's shutting down? The lame bots can't even hold a fact-based argument. Ooh. Don't you know the GameStop's when we're reading lots and lots, trying to figure out what dockets meant. Ooh. In the bankruptcy, yeah, it just didn't seem like we'd be screwed. So you know what to do. Just go and read, cause tomorrow we'll see some true unwavering conviction come through. Yeah.
The stock price doesn't reflect the fundamentals. Their fundamentals justify the price. Short interest is manageable, retail sentiment waning. No evidence of manipulation. Tits are a normal market function. Meme stocks rally fizzles, ranked by top market makers. Liquidity concerns overblown. Naked shorts constantly deny. They'll settle eventually. Dark pools provide liquidity. Retail investor interest delayed. This stock doesn't trade like it used to. Trading curbs prevent overreaction. Market structure is misunderstood. Stock volatility unrelated to news. Retail sentiment will recover. Options expiration behind recent bounce. No irregular options activity found in audits. Short interest is manageable. 200 FTDs not indicative of pressure.
Share price divorced from fundamentals.
No real sentiment has changed. No real catalyst behind this move. These traders are just going on intuition. Whales might be accumulating at these levels. There are a lot of open questions. The meme crowd is finally bored. Conspiracy theories aren't a viable market thesis. Some investors believe this is healthy. It's a data point, not manipulation. Liquidity conditions remain unresolved. Retail is playing a losing game. Retail steps in again for now. Price action looks a lot like 21. The stock is moving like it did years ago. Sentiment is hard to gauge in this cycle. Clearly inflated, but is it sustainable? Retail abandoned during downturns. This would have happened anyway. Unusual optimism not yet explained. The price doesn't match the volume. Sudden surge in short covering. Volatility returns as SPY cools. Meme stock run was short-lived. Meme stock after a big earnings beat. Meme stock rally was overblown. Wall Street skeptical jumps 38% in pre-market. Retail fails to deliver again. Analysts cut target by 40%. Retail will capitulate. The stock jumped 16% after online bust. Retail traders add more fuel to the fire.
Shorts are far more sophisticated.
Meme stock investors misled by influencers. This could be the last short squeeze. Why the meme stock rally is different this time. Cautionary tale for the investing world. Nothing to see here. Move along.
Fools can't stop till they're in trouble. Inflating, diluting, ashamed. Outdated, they're playing a crooked game. But that bubble, it must pop, 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 and your game stop. Let it don't build back on top as we boom our business to the top. Pop, 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 pop. Ooh, that's a bubble.
Fools can't stop till they're in trouble.
Inflating, diluting, ashamed, outdated. They're playing a crooked game, the past gated. But that bubble, it must pop, 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 and your game stop. Let it pull back on top, 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 as we boom our business to the top. Pop, pop.
A-list America. A-list America. Don't you wanna go see a movie? You could take your friends and your family. Don't you wanna be a reviewer? 3 times a week is so cooler. It's so cooler. A-list, 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 A-list. A-list, 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 A-list. A-list, A-list America. A-list, A-list America. A-list, 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 A-list America.
You say you want